Gas masks and hand grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades.
Hey. Welcome to Gas Masks and Hand Grenades. It is twice as hard to be here the second time today, I swear. Well, okay, that's pretty rap. I just came up with that on the spot. So, anyways, second time back today. I was here earlier this morning, or late, right afternoon, and I got a little weirded out because turns out my guy forgot it was daylight saving time that had happened in Germany or something like that already. They don't do theirs the same time we do ours, which is kind of weird. Or is ours coming today or tomorrow? I thought it wasn't until November.
I feel like I need to tell people, like, I'm a little pre-THC'd at the moment.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to vanish on your stream, though. I don't think we're going to be here 5 hours.
No, we're not going to be here 5 hours, I guarantee it. I have to get up tomorrow and have teeth pulled, dude, so I'm not real super thrilled about that. But I will say I finally have my emails and my text message contacts in my phone. I was able to do it myself this afternoon, but none of my apps came over and none of my notes came over, so I got to go down early, drop this, and have it ported over. And while they're doing that, I'm going to go get all my right side dental work done. So that'll be a good time. I should be in great shape later this week. We'll see how I am on Sunday. I don't know if you said that's a game time decision for you. That's right. But I will mention the set list they're doing is pretty killer for the Boris show on Sunday. So just keep that in mind. Right. Hey, Rick, Dreadful Rick from the Dreadful Minutes is here to join me for episode number 3, Tres Hombres up top there.
Yep.
And we are doing the 3 of an Imperfect Pair series tonight, and we are doing 3 90s albums that Rick chose. Now, we did sort of change one up because initially Rick had a different album in here, but he did switch it because we had some conversation.
We're saving it for another future episode.
Right, future episode. So these are all Rick's picks, so to speak. And why don't you tell them what the albums we're going to talk about, Rick? 90s album.
We're visiting the 90s. Tonight, I am Ron Dreadful Slater.
Who is Ron Slater?
Those who get the reference. So,
what's that from?
Well, the reason behind it was because we are doing a band who released an album in the 90s, 1990, but who plays in the style of the 70s.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But who's Ron Slater? Help me out.
That's what I'm leading into.
Okay.
So there's a character from a movie that was based in the 70s, made in the 90s, called Dazed and Confused.
I never saw that movie, dude. I've heard everyone talked about, but I've never. Who was the guy? Who was the actor?
Let me see. Jeremy London. You had Mila Jovovich.
Okay. Never saw it, crazily.
Fucking Ben Affleck was in it, man. Young Ben Affleck.
Wow, man. That is crazy.
Matt McConaughey.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey. Okay. Yes, I know the movie that you're talking about. I have never seen the movie. I guess I should probably see it.
It's a flick worth watching at least once. If you know anybody that's like graduating high school, have them watch that movie, man.
Yeah.
It's a great like stoner movie and a bunch of other shit. Like just great.
Cool. So what albums are we talking about there, bro? Ron Slater.
First of all, they are all debut albums.
Yep.
So that was intentional.
Yep.
It may not be all our favorite albums within the entire discography. Maybe not. I'm not sure about you. But
yeah, it's not. But
they are all great
debut
albums.
Yep.
And propelled some of the bands. Some of the bands I felt like went a little downhill from there.
I would say 2 of the bands went downhill from there.
Yes.
Well, no, that's not true. No, I would say
not entirely,
but I would say that my interest in said band definitely waned, even though I had the first 4 albums. The other band, I think I only have 2 of the albums, and they shot their wad on the first album for me, big time. The other band, I like pretty much all their albums, and except for I haven't checked out the new one, which came out like last year, the year before. So I'll kind of give you a
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah. So we'll kind of get to talking about. Hey Nate, what's up, dude? We'll get to talking about some of these discographies, but and we are gonna play some tunes. Rick is gonna remind me after we go through and we're gonna do them numeric or not numerically, chronologically. We'll start with.
Yeah,
You didn't tell us who. Tell us who, Rick. I asked you, who are we talking about?
we're talking about the Black Crows.
Shake Your Money Maker,
Uh, they're unique because they are not a Seattle band,
right? The other
but
two
they're
are
interesting little tiebreaker between these three. And we got Candlebox, which has very close
1993.
ties to some Seattle guys
Yep,
in the scene,
1993 there.
and another
Although,
band.
if I'm not wrong, I think wasn't isn't Candlebox from Portland?
Uh, Seattle. I mean, I don't know if all the members are from there or whatever, but they're credited as a Seattle
Are
band.
they? Man, I could have swore they were
Um,
from fucking. No, they are from Seattle. Okay, all right, there you go.
Last I checked.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Uh,
You're right. Yep, yep, yep.
I asked people never to quote me.
No, that I was. I don't know why I was thinking they were from Portland, but you're right. Seattle, and then Stone Temple Pilots, Core, is
Yes,
from Seattle.
that one, the Seattle band. To me, they seem like they came out of nowhere, and they did not sound like other bands. They had their own thing. The Leo brothers had their own thing going, and very charismatic frontman, which we'll go into once
Hmm.
we start talking about these albums.
Yeah, I think right now, with regards to all these bands, though, other than Stone Temple, as far as I know, all the other band members are still alive. Now, Eddie Harsh, the original piano keyboard player uh, uh, for the Crows. Well, I don't know if he was the original. I think he might have came on in the second album. He's passed away, but I think he was kind of older. So
Really,
yeah. Well, Nate, you can watch the rerun. So for everybody, real quick, before we get started deeper into this, real quick, let me throw a couple quick factoids out there, real quick. Number one, there was I wanted to, and I don't think I mentioned this anywhere else, but I had interviewed Carmelo Orlando from the band November back last Friday, not this past, but the one before. And when I spoke to Orlando, or Carmelo rather, I asked him if I could play a track. I had the promo, of course, for a couple weeks, and I asked him whether I could play a song that had not been released yet, and he said yes. And then later that day or the next day, I got a nasty email from the PR guys. Not nasty. He's just like, dude, you got to take it down. He's like, the label's giving me all kind of shit. So he's like, can you take it down until the 6th? The album comes out on the 7th. So once the album is out, I will re-upload that back up. So, and yes, today I interviewed Lila Gruber from Defeated Sanity, and many of you are probably going, huh? Like, what the hell's he doing on your channel? Because I'm not a brutal death guy, and I told that to Lila, but I will say he's an awesome fucking cat. I am going to the show later this month. Well, later next month, rather, 26th down in Baltimore. And I don't know if they're coming to Philly, Rick, the night after. But you know me, I come to Philly when I have to come to Philly. I prefer to go to shows.
well, Baltimore's easier for you, right?
It's way easier, yeah.
Because that school will kill you.
Although I got to tell you, dude, my trip down on Sunday, which we didn't talk on Sunday, I don't think, was the best trip I've had down and back to Philly in forever.
Really,
Easy in and very easy out. Like, I was shocked. I was home by 1:15. So, yeah. And I don't know if I told you, but when I left the Altecker show, which was very bizarre, man. I mean, I don't need to do that again, but I'm so glad that I did because basically they turn all the lights out except the exit lights, and the little group of stairs at the back of the Union Transfer there where people can sit,
yeah,
behind
yeah.
that, but like in the very back wall from
They
the
look like
stage.
bleachers, kind of.
The bleachers, yeah, they have to have the lights on at the footsteps there. And so but I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking dark as shit
Yeah.
in there when they
Well,
turn
yeah.
those lights off.
Just enough to not get involved in a lawsuit.
Yeah, exactly. And they turned the bar lights off too, so it was fucking dark. And then, man, I bought me some eargasm earplugs after the Black Braid debacle and me damn near blowing my right eardrum out. I
Yeah.
am so glad I did that because I went upstairs and was out on the promontory, like where you walk out to the front there. And right
Mhm.
in the corner there, I had a great spot, but it's right there at the fucking PA. The PA is coming right at you. And I lasted 1 minute without the earplugs in. I'm like, they're going in. And I'm so glad I did. That was one of the loudest fucking shows I've ever heard in my life. It was mind blowingly fucking loud.
You gotta save your ears. At least make it until you go see Rush, right?
Well, okay, yeah, you brought that up. We'll hit that here real quick. So today at 12:30, I had Lilla Gruber on from Defeated Sanity. That was awesome. He's absolutely cool as fuck, dude. I could have gone a little longer with him. He's like, hey, you didn't have to run out so quick. I'm like, yeah, but my guy Will was telling me I got to be done in 35 minutes, and we were already at 45. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, that was cool. But we had a bit of a mix up on time, and I'm sitting here waiting for him to jump in. He's not jumping in, not jumping in. I'm like, what the fuck? So I finally hit him on Instagram. I'm like, dude, are we still on? He's like, yeah, but it's not for another 45 minutes. I'm like, huh? I was told 12:30. He's like, yeah. Oh, wait, you didn't know about the time change. I'm like, nope. So anyway, that was cool. The Carmelo thing's going up. This Saturday night, I'm going to attempt something. Wait, is that this Saturday? No, I'm sorry, not this Saturday night. Next Saturday night, I'm going to be attempting to do the massive Church catalog, the Australian psych rock alternative rock band. I'm getting pretty far into the catalog, so I think I'll be in good shape there. I know a lot of people probably won't tune in for that, but you really should because they're a fucking awesome band. But the Church is the deep dive, a solo deep dive. You get to hear me waffle on for hours and hours. Nothing new there. And this Saturday night, Rick, why don't you tell them what's going on?
The annual dreadful Halloweeny events, and well, Halloween actually lands for you careful. What do you call it? People with the calendar know that it's on a Friday this year, and but we're Saturday, so we are do our stuff on Saturdays.
Right.
So it will be live. We've done a live premiere previous years because of the weekday thing. It should be fun, man. So basically, we're just going to rotate around and just show, talk, whatever, anything that might be fun, spooky, and kooky. You might want to show or discuss. So you don't have to show albums. I mean, you could just. I mean, Jeff, I'm sure you've got stories.
Yeah, I got a lot of movies, and I think I got quite a few soundtracks I've never really gotten into here that I think I
Yeah,
will bring to the thing, which means some of them I got to re-listen to because I forget, or some of them, if you recall, Rick, I bought a bunch of they're out back there. What the fuck was that? Oh, who was that? Distro. Who is that distro? It's not Waxworks. I do have a bunch of Waxworks stuff. All I've shown is just shown them in a collection update. I've never gone
or
into them.
is it Mondo?
Is it Mondo?
Mondo's the other soundtracks one, right?
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
Mondo? Yeah,
yeah.
I think you're
Mondo,
right.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was Mondo. I dropped like a stupid amount of money on that shit last year, and I have a ton of stuff that I can bring to the fore there.
Yeah, their packaging so pretty, man.
It is awesome.
That's why I don't like to go there because I know I'll blow half a paycheck.
Well, the thing is, though, that particular sale that they threw out there, and I don't know if they're doing it now. I didn't get any. I don't want to know right now. And Brian hit me up about Waxworks. I'm like, don't talk to me. I don't want to. I want to hear. Because right now, yesterday, I completed my payment to the Getty and Alex retirement fund yesterday. I am going to, assuming I'm here next August, I'm going to 2 Rush, Getty and Alex, whatever you want to call it, Celebration and Neil Peart, Rush, Celebration and Rush catalog shows. I'm going to both the Philly shows. Rick probably hopes I die because I told him I'd give him the one ticket. If I die, he gets the one ticket. But I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. He probably didn't care whether I live or die. But yeah, I'm going to the Friday night show. I got a killer seat that I choked and went to got a Seat Geek seat, but it was a great fucking seat, and I was okay with the price. And then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm just gonna do one show. And then Jimmy texted me, yes, dude. What's today?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. Jimmy texted me yesterday at like 1 o'clock and goes, "Hey man, I'm in the line. Wish me luck." I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Today was the artist sale for the Rush tickets for the other show, and I just wanted to look. I had no intention of buying. I swear to God, I didn't. You know how that goes with me, Rick. Just want to
Yeah.
look.
Famous last wallet words.
Just the tip. Yes, just the tip. And long story short, I got in and I got another fucking relatively great seat for a price that I could live with. And both of those tickets, I won't tell you how much I paid, but let's put it this way. It was more than $500,000. So there you go. I've never done that before. That's the most I've ever paid for tickets in my life. Probably the most I ever will pay, other than like MDF, which I paid for 80 bands, you know. But
I mean, I would say, I mean,
it's my boys.
if it's your favorite band,
My boys. I got to go, dude. I got to go, man. I got to go see them because, you know, they're going to be 70 something. I don't anticipate they'll be doing this every year. They're going to make enough money here. They won't have to do it. I will say this with Rush. I don't care how great Annika is. She's a fucking killer drummer. I don't have any worries about that. I do not really want them to record music under the name Rush anymore, though. Now, I can't dictate that that's how it's going to go, but if they were to do that, that would disappoint me a good bit. If they did Lee Lifeson or, you know, Rush Squared or something like that, but doing it without Neil and making a full-blown studio album, I'm not down with. So that's the only place I draw the line. This I had to go to. I want to see what they do in terms of, you know, as far as the tribute to Neil. Pretty sure I'll get teary-eyed because I got very teary-eyed at the Getty book signing. It was pretty intense. And when he teared up talking about Neil, I teared up. You know, I didn't start crying, but I was like, wow, this is fucking heavy, dude. You know,
it's the Rush tension experiment. That'd be
the Rush tension experiment. There you go. But yeah, so that's that. And then, so we're doing the Rick thing this Saturday night. And then Rick and I, hopefully Rick's going to meet me, but I know I'm going to the Boris show on Sunday night. And then next week, Saturday, we're going to do I'm going to do the church catalog.
I'll try. We are doing a stream Saturday, so depending how I
well, you got to just not get fucking wasted, dude. If I can do it, you can do it. Come on, man. I mean, last time you left me hanging, I had to fucking carry it.
I'm not doing THC Saturday, so we'll be all right. Maybe
Ease
some
up on
beers,
that.
but I'm usually okay with the beers.
All right, I think that's enough bullshit in here. We're 20 minutes in. We haven't even started the album, so let's get rolling. You got anything you want to announce real quick?
No, man, I'm just ready to do the 90s.
Right.
You know, I was like we were talking backstage. You know, I was barely into or my teens,
right?
And you know, so
I was in my mid 20s and later 20s when a lot of this came out because I'm old as fuck. Do you have the albums? Did you pull them? I'm hoping
I got the albums.
Okay, cool. Because I didn't have time to dig around for them today.
Good.
So, all right, so let's do the first album here. Let me just pull up my cheat sheet. And hold on. Oh, you're going to tell me that's going to happen? Motherfucker. Man. Hold on. Give me 1 sec, Rick. I got to just do one quick thing here. All right. If you want to show the first album.
What order are we?
We're going to start with Shake Your Moneymaker because that was 1990.
Sure.
And we're going to talk about the Black Crowes. I'll do a little quick intro here. Black Crowes are an American rock band formed in Atlanta, Georgia, 1984. Their discography includes 10 studio albums, 4 live albums, and several charting singles. Band was signed to Def American Recordings in 1989 by producer George Draculius and released their debut album, Shake Your Moneymaker. Then blah, 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 blah. Let's see. I just want to find. After a hiatus from 2002 to 2005, the band regrouped and toured for several years before releasing Warpaint in 2008 because they put out They put out Southern Harmony Musical Companion, Amorica, Three Snakes and One Charm, and By Your Side, and Lions, which, by the way, I picked up Lions today because it was the last one I needed other than the very last one they put out 2 years ago. And then they put a Crowology album out that has a bunch of like hits and acoustic stuff. And they then split up for a while. But then they got back together in, let's see, 2019. Announced the 2020 tour in support of the 30th anniversary of Shake Your Moneymaker. The band had none of its original members left except for Chris and Rich Robinson, the only two constant members of the band over the entire history. As of August 2023, the current lineup is the Robinson brothers, longtime bassist Sven Pippian, and new members Nico Beracciutua on lead guitar, and Cully Symington on drums, and Eric Deutsch on keyboards. They put out an album, Happiness Bastards, in March 2024, and nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2025. So that kind of gives you a thumbnail of the Black Crowes. And this is their first album, which came out February 13th, 1990. It was recorded in 1989. It was recorded at Soundscape in Atlanta and Chapel Paramount and Grand Master in Los Angeles. The producer was George Trikulius. Came out on Deaf American. If you know your history, Deaf American is Rick Rubin was Rick Rubin's imprint label on. Was it his label or was it an imprint on Elektra? Can't remember. Let me see here. Not that it really matters, but Deaf American was an imprint of. I guess it was his own label. It wasn't a sub It was Rick Rubin's label. So, and I guess it's still around. I didn't really realize it was still around. I thought it had kind of died, but it looks like it is still kind of kicking a little bit, I guess. Although I don't know any bands that are assigned to it anymore.
They made a whole lot of money, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
His other protege, Russell Simmons.
All right, so Shake Your Moneymaker. Had not listened to this in a long time. However, I listened to it a lot when it came out, man. And here's the mark of a great album to me. The mark of a great album is when you can look at a song list after not listening to that album for probably minimum of 5 years, maybe more, close to 10, probably it's been. And you can literally sing every song or hear every melody line, like pertinent melody line in your head when you're looking at the song titles. Yep. And for me, I looked at this and I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I could literally sing the choruses to 7 of the 11 songs on here. That's pretty impressive.
You know what I realized the other day? You won't hear 20-year-olds today saying, I wore out that tape.
Exactly.
That's a phrase that's going to be gone with us.
Exactly. It's long gone, man. It's already long gone. It's been long gone since CDs, probably.
These stories, it's like, and CDs were out. It's just a lot of us hung on the tapes. It was cheaper, more compact, and all that stuff. And it was just more common and prevalent. And it was the era of the boom boxes, man. It was still around.
Yep.
It made sense. Now it's just not the same, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, although you and I are, we're still of that era, and you're younger than me by almost 15 years, where the physical still means something to us. We don't really want to resort to just streaming everything on here. Although that's, it makes more sense to do this anymore, and it's certainly a lot cheaper for sure. But it ain't the same, man. It ain't the same. Not for me. It'll never be that way. So
it's good for just checking out stuff. I mean,
of course.
But if you want to own it, I don't feel like I own it.
Right. You don't own a download in essence to me, and you don't. To be honest with you, and that's no diss on anybody that does it, that's younger than us, like Nate. I mean, Nate, I don't know how much physical you buy. I think you do a lot of streaming and you streaming of movies and stuff. But for me, I just can't do it that way, man. And I'm not knocking anybody that doesn't want to do it. It's just that's not how I roll.
Some
So
people may do mainly digital, but maybe only buy physical for the stuff they really, really love. You don't have to own everything.
no, and that's true. That's a good point. That's a
I
good
know some
point.
people who bought shit at shows just to simply support the band.
Right. Yep.
That's
Yep. All right, so let's jump into this album, and then we'll play some tracks from it, and then we'll move on to STP, and then we'll wrap up with Candlebox. So how do you want to do this? You want to give, I always do a track by track. You want me to rip, and then you want to jump in, or do you want to
we can
go?
do that. I just do an overall take on the band. For those tuning in who doesn't know the Black Crowes or never really explored them, they were quite a phenomenon. Like I came in with the big one, right? Hard to Handle. What's the big one? And Constant Rotation,
Which isn't even one of their songs; it's a cover.
It's right, yeah. So an old cover,
Mhm.
and they made it their own, man. And you were talking about the hallmarks of a good album. Shit, man. Like if you could take a cover, make it your own,
Yep.
and for those who may not even never knew it was a cover, but they love the song for what it is. At that time, I didn't know that. I wasn't listening to Reading.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I knew of him, but I didn't have anything or like that in the house. So I remember them standing apart from everybody else because we had Aerosmith, we had AC/DC, we had all these bands coming in, then we had the newer guys coming in, and I mainly maybe because they're not from Seattle could be a huge factor, but they were not
Probably, yeah.
trendy. They weren't doing the Guns N' Roses thing. They had the talent. They could have if they wanted to, but clearly this was their environment, and they took the style that I think at the time wasn't perceived as super marketable, considering it was an aged sound.
Plus, they're a
You
little
know?
bit older. I mean, Chris is my age,
Yeah.
and I think even like Eddie Harsh was considerably older, and some of the guys were in that. Some of those guys in that band, like Mark Ford, who came in, I think, on the second album. I think he's older than me. So they're coming from a '70s base, and let's be honest, three bands come to mind when I hear the Crowes. Three bands. Number one, Humble Pie.
Yep.
Steve Marriott, Humble Pie, because Chris sounds a lot like Steve Marriott, and like I hear the Small Faces, Humble Pie, and the Rolling Stones. That's who I hear.
I'm going to add one more to that.
Okay,
I
go
had
ahead.
a feeling you were going to name some of these bands, but as I was revisiting these tracks after so long, not so much from the musical, although there are some aspects of it with the keyboard and everything else, but it's just the personality and the passion. Fucking Joe Cocker, man.
Oh well, yeah, Chris for sure.
I'm like,
Oh yeah,
man, I hear like we just come in the inflection and just.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who's listened to Joe Cocker knows.
But I mean, to me, yeah, and that's a good one. Joe Cocker's
He
in
was the
there.
Woodstock guy,
Yeah, he's in the mix. But to me, Chris is like a mad scientific blend of Steve Marriott from Humble Pie and the Small Faces, and like if you know Ichiku Park, that's Steve Marriott. Had a very distinctive, raspy, cool fucking. Like he has one of the coolest voices ever in rock history for me, man. I love that guy. Died very young, tragically, in a fire. And then you got Rod Stewart, a little bit of Rod Stewart in there with a rasp, but yet still tuneful. And then you got Mick. You got Mick, man. He's all over the Jagger vibes. You know what I mean?
That's another one. Watching the Hard to Handle video when I first saw it, I'm like, the way he's moving around.
The way he's moving is very Jagger-esque. Yeah,
very Jagger-esque, man. And
yeah.
I maybe in that same day I watched that video that Dancing in the Street came on. We know with Bowie.
Yeah, that was pretty
awful. About Cringe City.
Yeah, that was pretty cringy.
They were clearly sober and clean in that video.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of cocaine going on around there, I'm sure. But yeah. So like I said, man, you can definitely hear the direct influences of those '70s bands. So in essence, to me, the weird thing about the Crowes is that they're not from Seattle, whereas the other two bands are. They're definitely not grunge, and they harken way back more to a '70s sound. Now, of the other two bands, which we'll get to in a little bit, I think you could maybe say Candlebox has a little bit of 70s vibe in them, a little bit of 70s hard rock, but they don't really have any Stones vibes or Marriott vibes or anything like that. Very
It
different.
might be the only one that has little elements of both bands, because they
Probably.
can get heavy when they want to,
Yeah.
in that hard rock sense.
Yeah. And I would say, like none of these bands are metal. And if anybody's close to it, would be STP is probably the closest. But and Candlebox has some metal moments, metal adjacent moments. But
Yeah, there's some killer leads, man, in that.
oh god, there's some killer leads. We'll get to that. But the Crows, no, there's no metal in there, man. There's really no metal. And the other band I forgot to mention too with the Crows a little bit too is the Dead. There's definitely some Dead vibes and Allman Brother vibes in there too. There's that vibe there.
Yeah.
So they definitely. And forgot to mention that the Crows were originally called Mr. Crow's Garden when they first formed in 1984. So in 1984, Chris is my age. He's 20 because Chris is a little younger than me by a few. Right. That was the artwork that they did for them back in the days. And I should mention too, you were too young to have seen these guys. I've only seen the Crows once, which is kind of a bummer. I really wanted to go see them on some of these reunion shows, but that's when the ticket gouging started, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to pay $200 to see the Crows. I'm not that big a fan.
Yeah.
But I saw Chris Robinson Brotherhood in a tiny little club back before Neil. I forget his last name. Neil. It's right there. I'll remember it. Committed suicide like that year. He committed suicide a few weeks after that tour was over. And man, Chris was fucking stoned out of his mind. He was a big stoner at one point in time. I think he's pretty clean now. He probably smokes weed, but he's pretty clean now. And you could tell he was just out. But
I seen a recent interview with those two brothers, and Rich looks like the less weathered one.
yeah, he does.
Chris
put a lot of weight on, or not Chris. Rich put a lot of weight on, man. They're looking like guys that are approaching their 60s, like me. Tubbing out a little bit, but anyway, all right, let's get into these tracks here. And so Twice as Hard, man, what a ripping opener, man. That song is so good, man.
Yeah, they got a slide guitar or something going on in there.
Wow. Well, okay, so I should mention that Rich uses a lot of open tunings, a lot of open G, a lot of open D, a lot of open E. This one I believe is an open G, I think. She Talks to Angels, I believe, is an open E. That means, basically when you strum all 6 strings, you have a chord. So that lends itself super well to playing slide guitar. And they do a lot of slide. And it starts out with that bow, 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 bow.
It's a southern thing too,
Yeah.
They got, they play southern rock, but they're still in the sense that had a lot of amalgamation of other bands. I say that because you don't want to confuse them for Skinner, right? Like
no, they're not. They're not Skinner-y.
But they have moments like with the keyboard and stuff. It reminds me of Skinner at times.
I say more. The band that I hear the most out of them is Humble Pie and the Stones.
Yeah, they're a little more not their
and the Stones use a lot of open. That's the Keith Richards. That's his tuning. Open.
Yeah, he loved the open G.
Open G. A lot of their shit's in open tuning. So you hear that stuff. It really does lend itself well to the slide guitar. That's how this kicks off, man. You got that chorus is so good, man. That twice as hard as it was the first time I said goodbye. And it's just such a killer fucking. What's that?
The back of the booklet.
Oh, it's the back of the booklet. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to periodically show it for those just tuning in. They can
right.
See what we're talking about.
And then we got the big hit, one of the other 2 big hits, Jealous Again. And there were 3 big hits off this. It was Jealous Again, Hard to Handle, and She Talks to Angels, although I believe Twice as Hard was played quite a bit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sister Luck got some airplay too. Yeah, man, such a groovy song. Jealous again. It's just like, it's just stop, look around.
Another good example, the soul, comes out.
Soulful, groovy groove, right? Then we get to Sister Luck, which is kind of a down tempo bluesy ballad with a huge chorus, man. I kind of forgotten about that song, and it is
Yeah, it's a good
Chef's
song.
Kiss. We're gonna hear that one later, I believe, or when we're done with this. And then we got Could I Have Been So Blind? That's a rocking banger, man. That one sounds a lot like the Stones. If you put Mick in there singing that song, that
Oh, yeah.
would have easily been a like a Goat's Head Soup track there or something like that, right?
I remember getting those vibes.
Yeah. And then what do we got here? Seeing Things. That's probably the big. That's kind of like the Nobody's Fool of the album. It's like the big. If they were a hair band, it would be like the big bluesy, like hair ballad. But it's so fucking good.
That one kind of reminds me of a Cocker song.
Yes, like what would you do when I sang?
It's even got the background vocalists, and they sound.
It's actually that's what it is. Seeing Things for the first time is kind of like, I get by with a little help from my friends. Exactly, that's it, dude. Nailed it. You nailed it. I usually pick up on those, and I didn't pick up on that, but as soon as you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, he's right there.
It's not a one-to-one clone, but it just has a lot of those elements that song has.
I love that song. Love it. Hard to Handle's the cover. Big, huge hit.
It's catchy, man. Once you hear that guitar riff, you know you're in, man. Like
pretty little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm so hard to handle now.
Because the Reading version was keyboard, right? From what I remember.
I don't remember.
Well, there might have been different versions of it.
Wait, what do you mean? From the movie?
No, the song, the original song.
I don't remember. I don't even know if I've ever heard it, to be honest with you. Now you bring it up. Yeah, I may not have.
It's good.
I may not have. Thick and Thin, man. I love that song. It was one of my tracks I wanted to pick, but there was one that kind of out one of the more lesser known tracks that I was like, yeah, I got to go with that one. But man, that's got a lot of great fucking slide. Awesome.
That's their like rockabilly song, like it gives me that vibe. Like it's just more than all the other songs. It has a bit of this upbeat vibe.
Well, it's got that that chromatic descending riff.
It's dancey.
Huh?
It's kind of dancey,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So like I said, rockabilly. So
but again, super groovy, man. Super groovy. Yeah. She Talks to Angels. That's the big ballad, the huge ballad that was a giant hit. It's a killer track. I mean, you can't hear that song not be. It's so good, and that's an open E. A lot of slide stuff.
With that very memorable melody, when it opens up, and you're in. It's sad, So I always make sure never to mention the word addiction when I'm around.
Never mention the word addiction. And there's a lot of acoustic on that. Like the verses are mostly acoustic until it gets picked up. Yeah, it's a great fucking song. Struttin' Blues is another banger. It's probably the most hairish metal sounding song on the album, weirdly, but to get to the pre-chorus and into the chorus.
Little transition, you go with the guitar when it goes into that little strut, whatever it is that they do.
Yeah, again, it's another Stonesy sort of sounding like, almost like maybe like a fucking Faster Pussycat sort of vibe to it or something like that. But again, this band was not a hair metal band at all. They had no hair trappings. That's just the one that, they were right at the tail end of the 80s. And that's the song I would say is close to it. Stare It Cold, man. That's so Stonesy right there with, total Mick and Key vibes. Some great slide guitar on that one.
They end the album on a nice, like, upbeat kind of note.
That's a ripper, though, and that's the track you're going to hear my pick. And I think, Rick, you pulled Sister Luck, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so, all right, go ahead. Give us your analysis real fast.
I'm on board with you, man. Everything you said kind of flows through very nicely. The songs are spaced out, and you got another trademark of a great album is the songs are memorable because they're so unique in their own way.
Yes, every song sounds different on here.
Got its own like personality.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why a lot of other albums I'm like I could do without that song or that song, not because I quote hate it.
Mm-hmm.
That does happen, but when I don't, it's because there's a better version of that song somewhere else
on the album. Yeah, on the album. Yeah. There's no skippers on this album to me at all.
No, not at all.
There is a lot. There is a hidden track, "Live Too Fast." I forgot to listen to
Um,
it.
Another
So
reason why for this episode I wanted to stick to debut albums is to also show how strong and mature as debut albums were. You would expect a little bit of something a little more stripped down and maybe a little more rough, but nah, not out the gate, man. This thing is polished as shit
yep.
for that vintage sound. Like that. So I got something to show because I said vintage sound, right? And you guys remember this? And
Oh wow, look at that.
this is a May 1991
Wow, where'd you get that
Rolling
at?
Stone. I've had it forever, man. Like for some reason, I did a big magazine purge
Okay,
and I've kept some issues, but something told me to hold on to this one
how about that? Just
at
for
the
this
time,
episode, I'm sure.
just for this because I knew we'd be doing this. Like some decades later, I'm like, this is. But if you want to see the feature, it's a cool little spread. Um, Dude, when you look at this and like all the cigarette ads and shit, like all the stuff you will not see today,
Yeah, it's true.
it's
You
just-
don't see that stuff now. Yeah.
it's amazing. It just and since I do graphics, like just seeing how they used to do the graphics back in the day, they paid big fucking money
Oh yeah.
to get like who's that person that did all the caricatures?
Um,
Like yeah, like this stuff.
I don't know the guy's name, but yeah, I know.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
the amount of money they were paying just for
Yeah.
that. Lee, if you're
But
watching,
but there was a lot of big money in the labels back then. That shit's not like that anymore, and then most of it's online now. You know what I mean?
that's the bummer thing about what I see now is just so much shit that took for granted, man. Like this stuff was like, and you get a glimpse of what was better times, and the stuff that I feel like now looking at it now, I'm like people were so gullible too. Like,
Yeah. Well, I agree. That's definitely true.
the features here, holy shit, where is it? Like it's a nice spread, that's why I wanted to show it. But some of the pages are sticky and stuff. Not sticky for that reason.
But yeah, right, sure. You were jerking your meat to Chris Robinson. Come
Well,
on.
it's you know,
He was a skinny little
yeah. A
bastard
full
back
page
then.
spread for a Geo. Look at that.
Oh God, a
Full
Geo, yeah,
page spread
yeah, yeah.
for a Geo.
So I saw these guys once, and I saw them on the Amorica tour, which was the third album, and that happens to be my favorite album. Although I love the first three equally. And it's kind of weird because look at that shit, man. It's kind of weird because this was a band that I really did want to do a deep dive on. So at some point, maybe I can get to that because now the only album I need is the last one, which I'll maybe pick up or not. But I have everything else, and there actually this ties in quite nicely with the fact that Amorica is being re-released on a 30th anniversary edition, I believe. Does that sound about right? That sound right? Let me see.
I don't know.
Amorica 94, yeah. So 94, 2004, 2014, 2024, yeah. So it's the 30th anniversary. We're in the year of it. It's coming out next 2 weeks. Trouble I have with it is what you get for what the price is a little out of my comfort level, so I'm probably not going to do that. But
That for a Coke, you get a free CD inside or put away for a tape. Like
all right, Stony boy, we're
that's
moving
the
on.
90s, man. That is,
You're locked in on all the advertising. Let's move on
oh
to
man, these are awesome.
All right, so to wrap this one up real quick, I'm giving this a 9.5 out of 10. That's how much I love this album. And what I wrote here was I'm a big Humble Pie meets Small Faces meets the Stones fan, but wasn't as a younger guy. Those bands grew on me when I got into my late 20s and early 30s, and the combo of those bands is a direct influence coupled. The combo of those bands as direct influences coupled with Chris's close likeness to Steve Marriott mixed with Rod Stewart and Mick Jagger means, and you mentioned too, Joe Cocker, means the Crows always were going to work for me, and most of their albums were constants in my car in the 90s and 2000s as a change of pace from the trad, hair, thrash, prog, and alt genres of metal that were my main jams. Of course, when Death and Black sort of started to come on, the Crows still made it in there, and then I still listened to them, man. I mean, this was not, as soon as you brought up the Black Crows, I'm like, all right, this is cool. I think I tried to coax you into doing Amorica, but I'm glad you stood firm
Well, it was the
because
debut thing. I wanted to make sure.
yeah, it didn't work into the yeah, exactly. So
Actually, Southern Harmony is my favorite one.
I know,
So you know,
right,
so even that would have been like, oh, the obvious pick. But
right,
since we're doing the debut, I'm like, and what I was saying earlier, I wanted to show how strong these debuts were.
yeah,
Anybody might have forgotten, like,
absolutely, man. Yeah, this is one of the bands I remember when I started the channel. It's like, okay, I had a list of like 600 bands I wanted to do deep dives on. I don't know how far I've gotten there. I'm sure I've done quite a few, but not 600. I guarantee you. But to me, this album rules. No skippers, just a hell of a good time jamming bluesy Stones-ish, rip snorting, dirty motherfucking kick ass rock and roll record. I love this album. I'm so glad we did this one because it really kind of like it reignited my fire to get into the Crows thing and do that.
one fun factoid. So I don't have that edition because this is, I don't know if it's an OG, but it's a really early copy.
There's a 30th anniversary edition, I believe.
That one probably has "Charming Mess,"
Okay.
and that was the song that was supposed to be their first big single, and it wasn't hard to handle. And they, for some reason, they shelved it and never surfaced again. You'd think they'd use it on the follow-up album or something like that,
Right.
and it never made it until the reissues way later on. Like I say, I didn't check, but if I saw it on that 30th anniversary, I wouldn't be surprised.
What's it called again?
"Charming Mess."
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that. There are several songs that were never released before were B-sides that are on Crowology, which is the acoustic thing and the kind of the greatest hits thing. But I've never heard that song that I'm aware of. So
Oh,
I'll, have
okay.
to, I'll have to look into that one there. Charming Mess. Was that a Mr. Crow's Garden song, I'm guessing?
God, I
Probably
couldn't
was.
tell you.
Let me see here real
I
quick.
just know that was supposed to be their first single, and they went with "Hard to Handle" instead.
Yeah, but it never. Okay, so it never made it onto the album. That's kind of wild. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about that one. That's kind of interesting there. Okay, and I don't even see it mentioned anywhere here in the.
Yeah, because it never showed up until way later. So
Yeah, no, but I don't even see it in the. Oddly, I don't see it in the Wikipedia page as being even noted, which is weird. So, all right, let's do some songs. I'm gonna mute you on my end. We'll mute till the two songs are done. Then we'll come back, tie up Crows, and move on. Sound good? Here we go.
Like a feed dog that's walking on the Broadway. Honestly, I tried the new bearskin hoodie, and here's the truth. Okay, first things first.
Looking
Man, I love that last song so much. I just love that. That chorus is such a kick-ass chorus.
That was the shit, man. It was
Hell
the
yeah, man. Fucking killer. Great album. Like I said, 9.5 out of 10. Pretty close to a perfect album for me in a lot of ways. The production is great. You know, it's like you said, you use the word polished, which sometimes can connote bad things, but not in this
as a
case.
good production.
Yeah. It's
I'm
just
echoing, by the way.
oh no, not this again. Why does this happen when
I won't know.
hello?
Yeah, I'm echoing.
All right, fucking Christ. Why does this happen when I do this? But you're only echoing to you. I don't. Well, maybe you are echoing to those people out
Maybe
there.
the track and yeah.
I don't know why that. Why does it do that when I leave? I don't do anything. Hang on. Let me double check something. Are you echoing now?
Yep.
How about now?
Now. Still echoing.
Son of a fucking bitch. Did this last time? It didn't happen this way. It happened when you came in.
I mean, want me to dip?
Yeah, jump out and come back right back in and see if that works. What a pain in the ass. All right, I'll hold the fort. I don't know. I can't wait to get rid of Restream. There's a lot of bugs in their audio I don't like, so I'm probably going back to StreamYard, but it all depends on how much StreamYard wants to hammer me because if they're going to want $500 to come back to StreamYard, I'm just going to bail on doing this channel, to be honest with you. I don't want to spend that much on doing it. Nobody contributes, not giving anybody shit about that, but nobody contributes or rarely. And I just, I can't. I've been carrying the load on the stream thing for a long time. How about now?
Hello? Yeah.
What?
Still echoing.
Motherfucker, dude. How about now? What about now?
Now. I'm still echoing.
It's something to do with your interface with with Restream. I can't wait to get rid of Restream, man. Can people in the chat let me know if Rick is echoing really bad out there? Because if it's just you, we'll just we'll muscle through if it's just you hearing yourself. But I think they're hearing you too.
All right.
People let me know in the chat whether Rick is echoing a lot. When you don't talk, I don't think he should be echoing. Let me try something. I'm going to mute myself a minute and you talk and see if you hear yourself echo. And just nod your head if you do. Hold on. I'm going to mute now. Just give me a minute.
Bienvenido a las noventas. I'm sure you all understood that. That sound good, yeah. Nice fireworks. I sound good here, dude, but I can't hear you. You want me to leave? Come back?
I'm going to dip out. Now try it real quick.
Okay. Hello. I'm echoing.
Yeah. I'm going to dip out and come back, see if it's me. All right. I'll come back.
All right. I'll keep them entertained.
Thank you.
Give a sneak peek because he didn't announce it yet, but we are going to be doing this next. Shh. He didn't hear from me. It did this the last time too. We hung out. He, put me on mute, came back, and it was a shit show. Like it's a shit show now, but hopefully it's not ruining the stream. For the most part. But 90s was a big time for me and my music discovery. Though none of this is metal, it's definitely paved the way to that road. A lot of us will start out with a lot of hard rock. I mean that was the original metal, right? It was the hard rock, and things just kind of got heavier and heavier from there. So I don't remember what are going to be sampled here. But I remember playing this tape to death. Hey, hey, hey! I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, and I am not echoing.
Okay.
So
We may have to unfortunately go through this again next time, but I hope we don't. I don't know why when I play and then kick the echo cancellation off, it seems with you more than anyone else, it seems to hang around. I don't know what the deal is. So we'll just if we play the next two tunes, we'll either wait till the end to play all four tunes, or we'll do the next two and then I'll bop back out and come back in, I guess, if we get the echo. So all right, so go ahead. You were finishing something.
no, I'm ready to reveal the next exciting
Okay.
album, which
The next one
we're
is gonna be the Stone Temple Pilots, and that is the album Core, which came out in May of 1992. It was released in September 29th of 1992. It was recorded in May of 1992 at Rumbo Recorders in Los Angeles. And Brendan O'Brien, and you should recognize that name because that's a big guy in the grunge scene. He did, if I'm not incorrect here, I'm pretty sure he did Dogman from King's X. I'm pretty sure he did Soundgarden's Super Unknown, right? Did he have anything to do with Pearl Jam?
don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I bet he had something to do with Pearl Jam too. As far as I've not made it a point to remember all these guys, but for some reason that debut, those first two, maybe even first three Pearl Jam albums seemed to me to have been maybe, let's see, 10. Oh no, that was Rick Parisher. Okay, Rick Parisher. So I don't know why I thought he was involved. Brendan O'Brien did the second one and the third one, I think, too. So I was close. I knew he was. Yeah, Brendan.
Actually, when you
He did
mentioned that,
Vitalogy.
the production between the first and second is very different. That
It
would
is.
make a lot of sense.
Yep. So, all right. So Temple Pilots, commonly noted and abbreviated as STP, actually formed in San Diego, California in 1989. Originally consisting of, so they're actually not a Seattle band, but we kind of think they're from Seattle. How about that, dude? I did not even realize they were from San Diego. They're a SoCal band. How about that?
They came in. They're not. Yeah, they're not whole. When it was at its height.
But they
So,
were at the zeitgeist of the Seattle sound.
I remember finding hilarious when the media would like say, "Here's this STP band that sounds like Pearl Jam."
Yes.
Or like a B Pearl Jam. Like, what kind of crack are they smoking? Like,
Yeah. So actually, they're from San Diego. I'm a little bit surprised, but now that I think of it, I'm not, because I kind of recall Robert DeLeo talking about in an interview a little while back with Rick Beato, maybe 2 years ago, that they moved from Jersey to Southern California, and by that he meant San Diego. So originally consisting of lead vocalist Scott Weiland, guitarist Dan DeLeo, and bassist Robert DeLeo, and drummer Eric Kretz, the band lineup remained unchanged from its formation in 1989 to 2013 when they fired Scott Weiland. Vocalist Chester Bennington of course, what the fuck's the name of the band? Linkin Park, right? Linkin Park. Joined the band in May of 2013, but left amicably in November 2015. In 2016, STP launched an online audition and led to new vocalist Jeff Gutt was announced as the singer in November of 2017.
Have you listened to those Chester?
I have not. I have not.
You know,
I have not.
I was completely ready to be disappointed and skeptical. I'm like, this is gonna sound like it's just not a whole. I didn't think it was like. But it's actually good.
Is it really?
It's actually good.
I saw a little bit of him playing live with them before he committed suicide or whatever happened there. If you believe all the weird tinfoil people, he was killed by the cabal. The cabal that all of our politicians except Trump are involved in.
I can't agree or disagree with Jeff because I'm on THC at the moment. So, but
okay. Oh, sorry. Is there questions?
The cabal? You said what?
The cabal. That cabal. You know what I'm talking about.
How much time do you have?
Yeah. So um, where are we at here? After forming initially under the name Mighty Joe Young, the band signed with Atlantic Records, changed its name to Stone Temple Pilots. Their debut, Core, was released in '92. Was a major commercial
But
hit.
why did they change it to STP though? Like
I
why?
don't know. Do you know? I don't know.
Motor oil, man.
Huh?
Motor oil.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, SCP. Okay, got it. Rick's definitely in Stonerville. He's got to. He's got to.
No. Well, I actually they it was Scott actually specifically who did say they named it after motor oil.
Oh, really? I didn't
Uh,
know that.
yeah, which is, and I guess they added the Temple Pilots to make it mean something.
Okay,
Like,
gotcha. I
yeah.
actually didn't know that.
That's the version I've heard. I don't know if the other members maybe have might have said something
Because
differently. But that
originally
was
they were in a
Scott's
band called Swing, and then they changed the name to Mighty
version.
Joe Young. They recorded a demo around '90. The Mighty Joe Young demo tracks features tracks that would go on to be re-recorded for the band's first album, but there was some weird musical stylings on there that were not featured on any of the band's studio albums, such as funk and yodeling. Mighty Joe Young played several gigs in San Diego, building up fan base. First show was supporting Henry Rollins at the Whiskey A Go Go. Group began to work on their debut album when they began to work on their debut album with Brendan O'Brien. During the here we go. They received a call from their lawyer who informed that there was a blues man who had already claimed the name Mighty Joe Young, inspired by the STP motor oil stickers that the band members were fans of in their youth. Various ideas on the STP were shared by the band before they settled on Stone Temple Pilots. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So, okay. So, I remember when this came out, the first time I heard of them was Sex Type Thing. And I remember weirdly thinking, what the fuck is Rob Halford doing singing for this band? Because when you first saw Scott Weiland,
Yeah, frosted hair.
it
Yeah.
looked a lot like fucking Rob Halford.
It was like, I don't know why. I don't know if before the other videos, how long he had the bleached look.
I don't know either. Yeah.
But the fact it was still there, it's just really weird.
But don't you remember? Do you remember that album that Rob Halford did after he left Priest called Two, with John
Oh.
5 and Marilyn Manson was involved, and so was fucking Trent Reznor. They did that song "I'm a Pig."
No, never listened to it.
You never heard that? Actually, I really like the album. A lot of people shit all over it, but I like it. It's very it's very 9 Inch Nailsy. It's very 9 Inch Nails influenced. But Rob had short blonde hair. He was very SoCal looking. He was living down in LA. He had that LA look to him. And this was before the Halford band became a thing, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but that's where Scott Travis came from, was in the Halford band. And also Satchel from, what's the name of the band? The Joke metal band. What are they called? Not Joke, but Steel Panther. No, Steel Panther. Satchel, the guitar player, was in fucking Halford's original band that did like what's the name of that album, man? The first one was just called Halford. The first album,
Actually, was it?
or was it?
So.
No,
Yeah.
something Words, War of Words, or something like that. That album fucking rules.
Yeah.
I need to get that again because I think I lost that or someone stole it. But that album fucking rips. Anyways, we're getting way off the track here. Maybe I'm stoned and don't even realize it, but no. So Core is the debut album. It reached number 3 on the Billboard 200 by July of '93. Certified 8 times platinum by the RIAA. The album spawned 4 hit singles, including Sex Type Thing, I said I want to get close to you. That was the song I first heard. And then also Creep, Wicked Garden, and of course Plush. The latter reached number 1 on the Billboard, meaning Plush, on the album rock tracks, with the music video receiving heavy rotation on MTV. Stone Temple Pilots would go on to win 2 awards for Plush on MTV Video Music Awards for Best New Artist and Grammy for Best Hard Rock. So, Yeah. Do you want to do the way we were doing, or do you want to actually chime in this
Yeah.
one?
So I just realized something. So the CD copy, you have like the naked guy. I don't know. That might be Scott. I'm
Could be.
never,
It probably
never really.
is.
Though he became thinner later for not very good reasons.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty thin around that time, I thought.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying he went even
Oh,
thinner.
real thin. He got real thin. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He got
So
dope sick thin. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad they didn't blow it up all the way to 12-inch like they did the CD.
Okay.
They,
Yeah.
they put the little squares there
What kind
instead.
of would have been a Peter Steele repeat?
That's what I mean. It would have been. It
Yeah.
is kind of green, so it could have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Could have
Like,
been.
it's like all these guys they're all taking off their clothes. You know, the damn Chili Peppers and
Well,
Jason.
right around that time, wasn't Maynard naked on Anima
Yeah,
in the inside of Anima or the back of Anima?
it kind of looks like it looks like something Tool would do.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah.
Funny enough,
And
this was
there's some toolish vibes on some of this stuff. They're drop D a lot, and it's got that kind of vibe. Not as complex as Tool for me rhythmically, not nearly as complex.
yeah.
Um,
Well, it's not
a little
pride.
bit more mainstream, a little more radio friendly in a lot of ways. All right, so Dead Bloated starts out with just a voice. I am smelling like a rose at my birthday deathbed, or whatever he
It's
says.
like
there.
through a megaphone, but from a distance. It's like this.
Far away. Yep.
Yeah,
And it kicks in with a fucking heavy opener,
yeah.
man. Heavy sound. A little dated on the guitar tone for me to now, but it was of the time for sure. And like I said, pretty sure I heard Sex Type Thing first, and that was enough for me to grab the CD at the time. And they were playing Sex Type Thing a lot in rotation at first. But Dead and Bloated gets it off to a pretty fucking heavy start. You get the Sex Type Thing. Looking back now, I likely wouldn't have been into this as much now as I was back then. But the Lane Staleyisms are there, man. Like definite Lane Staley stuff.
That riff in Dead and Bloated, it's kind of metal too when you think.
Oh,
about
it's
it.
metal.
The way they hit that like those power chords.
That's probably the metalest song on the album. Maybe one other song on here we'll talk about soon. But yeah, that you're right. That's probably the most heavy metal song. But you talk about Sex Type Thing, that down, 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 down,
Talk about
down, down, down,
just the way they open, like that first set of 3 songs, like bam, bam, bam.
Yep.
Like
yeah, and then you get into Wicked Garden, and that's one of the better melodic tracks on here because it's got a more melodic bass than the first 2 songs. It's a pretty solid track. And then we get into No Memory, which I forgot about that completely. And when I played it, I was like, man, this is cool. I could have heard like 2 or 3 more minutes of that. Really cool guitar stuff going on there. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Brunsbane from Alex Lifeson on Exit Stage Left. It's got that cool, weird floaty sort of atmospheric thing. And then we get to what I feel is the strongest part of the album, which is in the middle of the album, which I got to be honest with you, dude, until I played this a couple nights ago, I forgot about these songs entirely. Unlike the Crows album, I only recognize Dead and Bloated, Sex Type Thing, Creep, and Plush. Those were the songs I remember, and Cracker Man. I remembered Cracker Man. But that was it. I didn't remember the other songs on this album at all.
what's funny about Sin? It's probably the most simplest song from a performance standpoint. It just has that same kind of rhythm going throughout, and and then it transitions to a chorus. But it's
got a sinister vibe to it, man.
I was gonna say, when you think of some of the great songs that are very simple, like like Iron Man, right? Everybody knows that riff.
Oh right,
It's
yeah,
so fucking simple.
Yep.
And that's why when I listen to Sin, I'm like, this is another big, heavy.
Well, it's got that menacing sort of sinister intro, that descending little arpeggio that's really dark and sort of haunting.
The way it transitions from No Memory, it's just, and then it goes into that ominous tone, like you were saying, like,
I love the DeLeo solo on this song. I love it. This is probably this or the next song are probably my 2 favorite songs on the album, weirdly. And I think part of it stems from the fact that the 4 hits, I just have heard them so much that I'm like, with the exception of one of them, I don't really like them much. I don't want to say I don't like them. I can listen to them, but I don't really like when they come on. I'm like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they don't get me excited,
They're your spoon man, I guess.
Yeah, they're my spoon man, exactly. Like I don't dislike much fucking Soundgarden, but I fucking hate Spoon Man. I really don't like that song. Yeah, so Scott sounds kind of gnarly on this song for Sin. I really dig it a lot. Where you're gonna hear that one here. That's Rick's pick. And then Naked Sun, that's a banger, dude. I love the fucking chords on this one. It's almost kind of got a weird jazzy vibe
Yeah,
to it in a
it's just
strange.
the choir thing that like
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. Um, da. Yeah, it's so fucking cool, man. That yeah, again, jazzy, groovy. Another great song I'd kind of forgotten about. Some really badass Kreutz drumming on this one. The drumming on that song is really badass.
Yeah.
And Scott's probably for me the best vocals on this album are on this song right here, and it's very Lane Staley though. Very Lane Staley. It just has that deep, resonant Lane vibe to it, right? Creep is the big ballad, another great track that stayed pretty relevant all these years later. Really nice.
It kind of needed it right in the middle there, to get ready for the next set of chunky riffs,
Yeah.
coming up. Like it was just, and it also showed as a debut album where they were maturely with songwriting. You know what I mean? That they could do
Yeah,
the
there's
things
some
that they want.
variation on this album that it's not all one song like I tend to feel like a lot of
Yeah,
Nirvana.
but I mean, not everything has to be punching you in the face. It just has to be this. Sometimes this song you can relax.
I do think
soak
there's
it
a
in.
lot of Nirvana influence on this album and some early Pearl Jam stuff too. I think I hear it. But Creep's good, man. I mean, it's the big ballad, takes time with a wounded hand. Cause I like to feel, it's just got, it's a good song. It's really well done.
When you get to the chorus, it just has this nice ringing melodic.
Half the way I used to be, half the man I used. Yeah, it's great, man. Piece of Pie is really a bruiser, man. It's a fucking heavy track, right? That was the one you were initially going to go with, but I switched my pick. So, that one sounds a lot to me in a lot of ways like Soundgarden's Hands All Over or Slaves and Bulldozers, kind of. Not as scary, like intense and weird and angular, but it's got that heaviness effect like those two songs there, I think.
Standing around wearing a crown.
Yeah. And then Plush, of course, is probably the biggest hit on the album. I believe it was. I still really like that. Down, out.
Oh, such a great intro.
Down,
Or
out, down.
it's an interlude riff too.
Yeah. And it's a riff that I remember trying to figure out for the longest while my guitar's over there, so I won't bother. But it's a much simpler riff than I thought it was. I always was trying to figure it out, and I was like, why can't I get this? And then when I finally saw the tab, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It was that easy? Like, I didn't figure it was that easy.
It's all in that D area, man. Like,
well, it's in the G. It's a G and a descending down on the E string.
yeah, well, if you played it, like that way, yeah.
Yeah. But a great song. I think that one is still aged really well. Of all the hits, that's the one that's aged well. I think Creep would be the other one. And then let's see, what else do we have? We've got Wet My Bed, which is it's a weird track, dude. It's a weird track.
It's a conversation between, I think, Dean and Scott, or I remember reading something about that. Thing about Wet My Bed, for those who don't know, that was the first thing they ever wrote.
Was it really?
That was their first.
That I didn't know.
Just kept kicking it around, and I guess they fussed with it for so long. They're like, "Fuck, we'll just put it in the album."
That's pretty bizarre. I mean, it's a conversation with this weird, sort of creepy backdrop of songs, and it's a strange one. That's kind of a skipper for me mostly. Cracker Man is a pretty heavy ripping beater, bruiser. Cracker Man, Cracker Man, Cracker.
Yep.
It's kind of a patented sort of Scott Weiland chorus, if you will. And then Where the River Goes is really the only song on here that's kind of bluesy. The rest of the album isn't very bluesy. It's very.
I think it's
grungy.
Fitting when you know where Purple goes, right? Like,
true.
That's
a good point. That's a good point. That it kind of leads to where Purple's going to go the next album. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the most different sounding song to the rest of the album too. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Probably why who's the producer again? Brendan.
Hmm.
I think probably had to play a big
Yeah,
decision.
I
But like,
know.
we should probably put that in the end.
Yeah,
What was going on? These guys just came out the gate, just fucking going right for the jugular. Like it was just tense, in your face. Really good melodic, ranging and earworms, man. Like this thing's just full of it.
it is.
You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's. I gotta say, when you picked this, I was kind of like, I don't know, man. And I do. In all fairness, I own all these albums. Number one,
Mhm.
because I'm a '90s. I mean, that's when I was a late 20s, early 30s guy. So all this stuff is my jams on the way to work in the morning and on the way home, and bands I went to see. I've never saw Stone Temple Pilots, so that's the only band on here I never went to see. But this was like I said, this has been a long time since I spun this one. And frankly, the hits weren't exactly enticing me to be excited about this review and dive into this album. However, the non-hit songs, all for the most part, really surprised me a good bit and were much, much better than I recalled them being. It's a solid album. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. But yeah, I listened to this album a lot at 92, 93, dude. A lot, a ton. I'm not denying that. And I own the first 4 STP albums. At that point, I checked out. I've heard this Gut guy. He's all right. I heard a little bit of the Chester stuff live. I never checked out the album. Did they put out an album?
What was it, an EP or whatever? I only checked it out
That's
online
right. It
too.
was an EP. Yeah. Never really dug deep into that. Will say this because I don't want to, I don't want to shit on them at all. They seem to be a staple on the U.S. festival front in the spring and summer, which I don't go anywhere near those things unless it's MDF or something like
Every
that.
time I've seen like people do STP live, it's always Interstate Love Song. Like
Yeah, they always pull that track off.
that's a
You're right.
favorite one for
They
sure.
don't pull like something weird off the album, like something
No.
that would be different. The guy that's in there now is quite good. I mean, he's very adequate. I do think Robert and Dean seem like really cool guys, especially Robert. Great musician, so I'm not shitting on the band. And like I said, I own the first 4. And the more I was thinking about it, I looked at the track listings before we came live. If I recall correctly, I think the album I dug the most was the third album, the Tiny Music, because it kind of got sort of alternative and Jane's Addiction-y a
It
little bit.
did. It
Yeah.
even got psychedelic, at times.
Yeah, it's psychedelic, exactly. That's why I kind of dug it the most. Although, if I had to pick, it would be Purple and that one as the 2 over
But
this one.
you could tell that's where the tensions with the band was starting to begin. Like they
Oh yeah,
were like,
and I mean, let's just be honest, man. Scott died of a drug overdose, and he was a heavy drug user, and he tried getting clean many times, and he just couldn't do it. And it's a shame. I believe. Am I wrong about this? Has he been dead since 2015?
it was around that time. I don't know the exact.
I think
year.
it's 10 years,
It
man.
might be 2015.
Which is bizarre when you think about it. Like, it's like I remember when I read about it though that he was found on the bus dead, and I'm like, yeah, this doesn't shock me at all. This, I was pretty much expecting this
I think
because
around
they
the
went through the
time.
whole thing with Velvet Revolver. Then he left.
Yeah, but I
They
remember at
started
the
Velvet
time
Revolver.
they were talking about getting together and and doing shows again. There was something going on before all that broke down.
You're right. There was
Making
some of
them-
that talk.
I
Yeah.
remember thinking, kind of getting excited about that. I'm like, shit, fuck it. Do you see the show with Scott back and
With the original guys.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, that
But he
was-
was just kind of a mess, man. It's a shame because he was a very talented guy. But yeah. So there you go. What are your thoughts there? You want to throw anything out there on it?
yeah, I found them through MTV Plush because you couldn't avoid it. But the first time I remember hearing that, I was like, I might have been cutting school.
Oh yeah.
a couple folks, and went over to this one kid's house, and he was, I hate to call him kid because he was held back a few grades, so he was quite a bit older than us, and I believe he was kicked out of that one school, so he was home.
Oh really?
And over there might have lighted up a few things, and then that Plush video comes on, and one of them is like, I fucking love that song. I'm like, I've never even heard it. Like, how did I miss this? And man, eat my words, because then saw it every day after that. I just remember the art direction of that music video being really weird and twisted and shit, and trying to make sense of the whole concept, which I still don't understand. Something about dogs and finding her.
Yeah, well, the lyrics are pretty fucking weird. Let's be honest,
Yeah.
man. They don't, and they are strange in that, like he talks about, like he uses the word smell, and you're like, what the fuck? Like what? Wait,
Yeah.
you know, what doesn't he use the
Well,
word?
he does have a song there called "Creep."
That's true. Let me see something real quick. I'm even trying to remember how to do this. I gotta look at it real quick here. Yeah, so it's nope. That's it. So it's yeah, okay. So that's not how I remember playing it, man. It's all in the G.
We can't see your hand position. To
It's
confirm such.
so it's nope. I screwed it. So I haven't played this in years. I just looked at the tab real quick, but I didn't realize it all is in, like you said, it's in that D and G area there. But it's also got a.
I'm on THC, so bear with me. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's only on the bottom three strings, but it sounds like it's so much more massive because it's like. So I always thought it included the whole chord.
It just shows you how like creative they were with the changes, in the guitar playing. Just even when you play like when you're trying to do like creep, right? It's like
I don't know that one.
Does it B7? It's like it's not in tune. Like that.
Dude, I used to know. I used to know.
I know that's one of the chords.
That's it. Yeah.
Then it goes
Yeah,
into
it's
B7.
E minor 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me look here quick. We could. I wonder. Could we get? Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Creep. Stone.
Those tuning in right now.
Huh?
Those tuning in right now. I don't know if this is entertaining.
Yeah, it probably isn't. So it's oh yeah, it's a B minor 7, but it's open.
Yep.
And then it's.
I think go to the F.
It's that. It's the Pink Floyd "Wish You Were Here" chord. Anyway, these are songs I haven't played in forever, so I'd have to sit down and relearn the tab. Yeah, so yeah, for me again, this is an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great album. You might have it a little bit higher because it may mean a little bit more to you.
Yeah, I had to get it on vinyl, which in a way sounds kind of dumb because at the time, CD was starting to make way, and that was like the king format. That's when a lot of the vinyl was. But I think in 1992, people still had a lot of vinyl. I think CDs were pretty much moving.
Oh yeah, they ruled the roost by far. Yeah.
But I guess my point is, I picked up the vinyl, even though with the risk that it might be brick walled.
Probably is. Yeah.
But I don't have a high end stereo system, so it doesn't. You know what I mean? I'm not affected
Yeah,
by it as much.
same here. I'm not an audiophile either. Yeah, I got you. All right, so we're gonna play some tracks, and we're actually gonna play that centerpiece of Sin and Naked. What's it called?
Naked
Naked
Sunday,
Naked Sun. Yeah, there we go. Or Sunday, right?
Sunday. Yep.
And these are to me these are the two best tracks on the album for me. Um, I do like a lot of the other songs, and again, it's a strong showing.
Where they are in the chronology, like opening up with Dead and Bloated, I think is perfect. You know, like
Oh yeah,
so like I said, it's not my favorite track, but yeah, I got to give credit to where how the production on this production also meaning how they want this album to flow, right? And the way everything just comes together, the interludes, it just that's why to me, I know for many it won't be a 10 out of 10, but for me, it's one of my favorite albums.
is it really? Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's more sentimental because it just I have a lot of memories with it,
All right.
and yeah, one of those I can say I played the tape to death. You know,
I mean, we talked about them being Seattle, but that technically turns out they're not Seattle. But they, they do have a Seattle sound. They got a Nirvana, Pearl Jam,
yeah.
Alice sort of
Well,
vibe to them.
with Core even more, like they just needed to get out there and just capitalize, and that's what's going on.
That was the album that's the most Seattle sounding, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but which I think as they progressed and they got more mature in their songwriting, like they quickly shed the sound. They just like
Yeah. 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 Um, I was kind of shocked when I looked at their catalog. They only have like 8 albums, but I think the problems with Scott created some
yeah.
difficulty in getting shit done when he started getting really bad.
The thing about Scott too is he is a great frontman. Like
Oh yeah.
when
Oh yeah.
when he's when he's lucid and somewhat lucid,
Well, that was part of the
able to
problem. Plus,
function.
he had a very contentious. His wife, he had a divorce that was going on with her, and I think she was involved with some other rock star. It might have been.
No, that would do it.
Was it the fucking Michael Hutchins? Was that some? Am I right about that? Am I wrong? Well, no, maybe not.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. There was another rock star guy that was involved. I don't remember exactly who it was, but I think he was constantly. There was a lot of they had kids, and I remember reading some stuff around that time that when the 2 years before he passed, how all the guys and because he went on to when they booted him out, they finally fired him.
Mm-hmm.
He started, he was brought in for Velvet Revolver with Slash and Duff and Dave Kirshner and what was the drummer Sorum, Matt Sorum. I think it was Sorum. And that first Velvet Revolver album was fucking huge, and to be honest with you, that Core and the first Velvet Revolver have a lot in common. They sound a lot similar to me.
They were trying to get back to those roots because you got to remember, like even Slash was Guns N' Roses was a very different band by the time they broke up. Like
Oh man,
to be able to go back to those Appetite days, like
I mean, fucking Axl disappeared up his own ass and just became this recluse for 20 years. And I wish he would have stayed that way, to be honest with you.
Kind of shows.
Dude, I heard him the other day. I don't even know
Like
what he
Mickey
was
Mouse
saying.
got going to die.
Dude, he's terrible. I don't know who would. I saw those guys on the Use Your Illusion tour from the third row. I got crazy good seats up in Hershey, Pennsylvania. They came on like 2 hours late because that was his thing. Skid Row was fucking killer. They were out for Slave to the Grind. And I will admit, Axl was fucking amazing live. And Slash and Duff were both fucked on drugs so bad at that point in time. I don't even know how they were out there performing. And at that point, dude, that was it for me. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this band. Appetite's a killer album, and Use Your Illusion would have been better as a single album if you took all the great songs. But I can get down with both the albums. There's some great stuff.
November's coming up. Are you going to play that song?
I'm not going to play that song. All right. Speaking of playing songs, let's get to this. Let's do this. I'm going to mute us and hope that we both come back on properly, but I'm not holding my breath. So here we go. Ready?
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need. What a great day.
And we're on. I think I'm echoing.
Are you echoing?
Yep.
What about now?
I am echoing.
Motherfucker.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know what the deal is, but just weird. I don't like this restream program. I can't wait to get rid of it. I mean, there's parts of it that are kind of cool, but a lot of it sucks. So, all right, I'll dip out. We'll see if that works again. We'll have to do that again. What a pain in the dick. Like, shouldn't have to be this complex, man. Like, what the fuck? What's creating that loop? Like, what's making that loop? I don't know. Anyway, those two songs kick ass. Just for those two songs alone, you should if you are so inclined to get this, man, get this fucking album because it's badass.
Do you just like rock music?
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
What was I saying? Rock music. If you like rock music, that is the album to get. He doesn't know, but we are doing this one next. We left this one far behind, but we will be talking about it. Jeff's gonna dip in any second.
How about now?
We can hear you fine.
How about you?
Hear
You're
me
good.
fine. Mhm.
I have no idea what creates that loop when I go out, but the good news is after this next album, we can just call it a night, and just say
Pretty
goodnight.
much.
And we're moving pretty good, actually. I mean, we started at 9. These have run into the 3-hour mark, but I think we're going to wrap this one up in about a half hour, which is cool. Get you to bed a little bit early, and I can get a bite to eat because I'm not going to be able to eat for the next 4 or 5 days after I get this shit going on.
Yep.
Oh man, I got a lot of fucking major work coming up, and I'm kind of scared about it, to be honest with you. Not quite as bad, I don't think, as John, Jam and John, because it sounded like he had a fuck ton. It sounded like he had like a whole mouth reconstruction thing. I'm not doing that, but I am getting one. I'm getting 3 pulled, 1 tomorrow, 2 crown preps, and a bunch and some cavity work on this side. And then the next trip, which is the terrifying one, I get 2 pulled down here. And they're right in a row, and there's not much to grab on. I don't know how they're going to get at those, and that scares the shit out of me. I wish they were putting me under, but they're not going to. And then I'm getting I can't even believe I'm saying this, man. I'm getting fucking what they call partials, dentures. So I'm not,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because I can't afford implants, dude. Implants are insane. They're fucking, to do my mouth implant wise would cost me $25,000. I don't. I'd rather not eat it. I'd rather not have teeth than that. But
What is it, like $5,000 a tooth or something like that?
it's like 3 or 4 grand a tooth. Yes, because they basically take a fake tooth, screw it into your jawbone, and you're done, right? But what I'm going to be getting is the cool thing about these dentures are they're not like the old dentures where it was kind of like a retainer where they had like a metal band and then it would be like the fake tooth would be, because unfortunately my problems, and a lot of my problems, very well what I'm dealing with, but the nervous system stuff, in particular the Sjogren's, has just decimated my mouth and not decimated. You can see, but I'm going to be losing
Yeah.
this one right here, and I already have one that was yanked 3 years
You get
ago.
to that if you get mistaken for a meth addict, but
Yeah, and I've
for
had
now you look
exactly, yeah, and I'm not a meth addict. I use it sparingly. Not just saying.
well. At least you declared that, so people are clear.
Yeah, I'm not an addict, man. I swear I can quit anytime. No, I'm just kidding. I do not do meth ever. I've never done meth. Nor heroin or any of those super heavy drugs. I just got pill drugs that I got addicted to, and they fucked me all up. But anyway, I'm good. I'm clean from that years now too. But yeah, I got to go get that done tomorrow. And what's cool about the new dentures are they're almost like if you think about when we would join Pee Wee football and we would make a mouthpiece, where you'd bite into the rubber thing and it would kind of
Yeah.
do that. $5K for 1 tooth. Exactly. I would have to replace like 6 teeth. It'd be like $30,000. It ain't going to happen. So, but, I'm sorry, the dentures are actually kind of like a mouthpiece that they have. It goes on over your gum, and so they'll clip in, and then I can take them out at night and put them back in, and they'll basically I'll have a full set of teeth, and they're gonna fix all the cavity stuff that needs to be fixed. And I have one that's this one here is chipped. So you're going to fill that in and buff it out, and that'll be nice and new again, too. And you know why I got to do this, Rick. You know exactly why I got to do this, right? Because all the ladies that watch the show, and they like to flock in here and hit on me and shit.
Pearly whites is a big one.
Well, what can you say when you're a stud? I don't know what, it is what it is. It's my cross to bear.
I don't have that problem.
Neither do I, between you and I. All right, so let's get to this last album here. We're going to go with the Candlebox, and you're going to show that one, right? And that came out. Hold on. This comes out July 20th, 1993. It was recorded March and April 93 at London Bridge Studios, which was the one that the Bad Animal Studios that Hart owned way back in the day. Also, Washington, Far Behind and You were recorded at Robert Long Studios in Washington. It was produced by Candlebox and Kelly Gray. Now, do you know who Kelly Gray is? Do you know who Kelly Gray is? He's a Seattle guy.
Sounds familiar.
He was a replacement for Chris DeGarmo in Queensryche back, I want to say, after the Q2, whatever that album was called, Q2K, or maybe it was Tribe or somewhere around there, where they started to become the Jeff Tate solo band with original members that weren't consulted on anything. And he brought this guy in, Kelly Gray, and they called him Oven Mitts because he was not a very good guitar player. I don't know, but he was yes man for Jeff Tate. And when Jeff Tate wanted to take over control of the band before he was booted from the band, Kelly Gray was his guy. So Kelly Gray did that album. He also did the album Wish Pool by Brother Kane, which I love that album, and that's a good production. But that's Kelly Gray. So there's your story on Kelly Gray. It contains their best known hit, Far Behind. I didn't know that actually, as well as the hit singles Change, You, and Cover Me. The album is certified 4 times platinum. Wow, no shit. That's a bit of a shocker to me.
Well, that was part of the problem. They hit the heights so early.
There was nowhere to go but down, right?
Yeah.
They were. Let's see. They've released 8 studio albums, several charting singles, and a compilation of CD and DVD. They found immediate success with the release of their first album. It was quadruple platinum. The band's next album, Lucy, was certified gold and was followed 3 years later by Happy Pills. After troubles with the record company, Candlebox broke up in 2000. The band reunited in 2006, and they have since released 5 more studio albums. And their final album, The Long Goodbye, was released in 2023. They were formed in November of 90. Originally consisted of lead singer Kevin Martin, guitarist Peter Klett, bassist Barty Martin, and drummer Scott Mercado. They began performing live in 91. By 92, had been playing regularly in the Seattle's top clubs. They did an 8-song EP that got the attention of Maverick Records, with whom they signed, and they were the first successful act on Maverick Records, which also went on to sign Alanis Morissette, Deftones, and Prodigy. There you go. Let me just check one thing here. Yeah. The funny thing is, it says, hot off the success of Candlebox, the band was eager to progress, and by April 94, had 36 new songs for a follow-up record. On August 3rd, 1995, Candlebox released its second album, Lucy. Although it marked the beginning of the band's decline in popularity, Lucy was certified gold, thanks to singles such as Simple Lesson Understanding. Man. All right, so I think we'll just stop there. This album was huge for me. I listened to this album a lot. Saw this band 3 different times, maybe 4, but I know 3. 2 times opening for Rush on this debut album in 93. That would have been Rush's album, Roll the Bones, I believe. Or maybe it was 94, but it was in that range. But it would have been for Roll the Bones. Yeah.
Counterparts came out around the time this came out, right?
What's that?
Didn't Counterparts come out the same time this came out? I don't think it did.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it was Counterparts. Yeah, it was Counterparts. That's it. Yep. Counterparts. You're right. Man, did I just fuck up on my Rush history?
I'm looking at a blue CD. I'm thinking of a blue album. That's
Are you? Wait a minute. Did I fuck up on my Rush history there? I think I might have, dude. I think I might have. Oh, Rick, this is embarrassing. I'm gonna have to.
You say you messed up with an album with a screw on the cover? You say?
Oh, I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. Now stop. Hold on. I think you're right, and that kind of bothers me. Hang on a minute. Because wait a minute, but that doesn't.
Well, Roll of Bones was. In my mind, I think it was 89 or 90.
91. Counterparts was 93. You're right. God damn. I didn't think.
Only
I
been 2
thought
years.
there was more space between Roll the Bones and Counterparts. I thought Counterparts didn't come out till 95. But wow. Holy fuck. I fucked up. And Roll the Bones was 91. So it wasn't that far away, but it was, yeah, but that's a boner right there. I fucked up.
Well, they came out the same year as the Black Album. Did they have a chance?
Yeah. I don't know. They probably, nothing had a chance around then. But I remember hearing, I believe Changes was the first song they put out as a single, the first single. And I dug that song a lot, like a lot, man. That was, I remember that was, and this is a very much a drop. That's in drop D. I don't remember the. There it is.
Kind of what I said in the beginning, how they wanted to, they can get heavy. They have a lot of these melodic.
That's it right there.
Throughout.
Yeah, and I remember hearing that and thinking, man, that's a cool riff. Because I really wasn't super, at that point in time when this came out in the early 90s, Drop D was done by a lot of folk bands, but it wasn't done by a lot of metal bands. And I would argue one of the very first kind of metal bands, like if you want to call them metal, bands that did it was King's X in 1987 or 88 with Out of the Silent Planet. They're kind of credited as being the guys that really brought that to the fore. For the Seattle bands, it all started.
Bands like that evade a tag. They're like Killing Joke. They don't like tags. They can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So, I remember hearing Change and thinking, man, this is pretty fucking killer. And I like the guy Kevin's voice a lot. His very cool voice. And then they came out, I believe, with You. I believe was the next one. And maybe, or else Far Behind or Cover Me, one of those two. I think Far Behind and Cover Me came out a little later, if I recall correctly. I
got introduced by Far Behind. I mean, that was.
Oh, was it?
The one I was always on rotation, and I also. I'll wait till you're finished, but I just had a thought about something.
No, go ahead.
Well, because you talk about the decline, right? When you get to these heights, and being that it's 93. It's like all the really big ones have already came out, right? Like,
yes,
Nevermind came out, and it's like Versus, like all these albums already, what we consider their heights, and then comes this band, So the grunge was still on its highs, but it wasn't at its highest quite yet. It was already starting to begin. Like in my mind, the real end of the grunge era was with albums like Super Unknown or like the last Alice in Chains album, with Staley. It's like from there it was post grunge, right? So these guys were kind of there, a little late in the cycle.
They were. They came on the scene late in a lot of ways.
By the time Lucy came out and these other albums, like
a lot of that was dying. Pantera was starting to make their inroads. Shit was getting back to the heavy, and grunge was kind of dying in a lot of ways. I don't remember what year was Super Unknown. Was that 95?
95 or 96. It was
95, I believe. And that was kind of the end of them.
I think I know the swan song to that grunge. Like, like I mentioned Super Unknown, Alice in Chains.
Right.
Funny enough, I think Melancholy, The Infinite Sadness, I think was the kind of, in my mind,
probably right. Except for Smashing, I always have a hard time calling them a grunge band, even though they were always more of an alt rock band to me. They always had the psychedelic edge that, most of the grunge bands didn't do psychedelia except for Soundgarden. I think they threw a lot of psychedelic weird shit in there, but most of them did.
The Black Hole Sun, holy shit. But down on the upside at moments like that too.
Yeah, which is not a great album. I like it. I don't love it. There's some good songs on it, but
it's their We Did Everything album. That's just how we want.
You kind of tell that Chris was checking out and starting to do the solo thing by then. I think he had done his first solo album around then. which is Euphoria Morning, which you already know how I feel about that. I was one of the masterpieces. But that was that the band was starting to splinter there at that point. So, but yeah,
Oh yeah, one thing I mentioned too is Kevin and Barty have the same last name. I don't think they're related. Which
no, and Scott Mercado was in a band called The Sky Cries Mary. Have you ever heard of The Sky Cries Mary? The drummer? You should check them out, dude. You dig them a lot. Female singer, the female male singer. So it's like two. Fuck, I'm not gonna remember their names. It was a husband and wife team. Look them up. If you ever run across some Sky Cries Mary albums, get them. You'll thank me later. They're really cool. I can't remember the guy's name. He has a weird name. They were very, very trippy, hippie, kind of like the Dead meets Smashing meets Dead Can Dance meets. They're really weird. Scott was the drummer for that band, and they were cool as fuck, man. And they were a Seattle band, but they weren't really known like the big group. The Alices, the Soundgardens, the Pearl Jams, the Tads, the fucking Mother Love Bones, stuff like that. They didn't get that. They were a lot more underground and weird, and much more hippie, vibey, and strange. Her name was. God, this is gonna drive me crazy. Hold on. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, 4th of July, man.
Fourth of July is bad.
Well, Metal Cav also.
There we go.
Already knows, but Super Unknown was one of your perfect pair, imperfect pair.
Yeah, it was Yes, it was Roderick Wolgamott, and his wife was named. Where is she? Oh, man, they've had like 10 million fucking people in there. The Timeless Turning is the one I got, which was from '94. What's that girl's name? Her name is Anissa Romero. She was married to the main dude. I don't know whatever happened there. I don't know if his name was Roderick Wolgamott Romero, and she was married to him. I don't think they're married anymore. But that was one of the albums. Okay. Mercado was on an earlier album, so that's where he came from. If you ever run across that one, dude, grab that album. It's really good. This Timeless Turning. I need to search out some of their other stuff and grab them. It's a real interesting band. Really interesting band.
This Timeless Turning. It's these 3-letter word like Stone Temple Pilots. Gotta try and remember. Not simple name like Candlebox.
I'm trying to remember you. I used to know how to play. It's been years since I've tried to play it. I got most of it. All right, so it starts off with "Don't You," man. Really heavy opener right out of the gate, man. Really fucking heavy song. Short and sweet, not a real long track, only about 3.5 minutes. It's in your face, some smoking guitar. The guitar solo on that is so killer, dude. So killer. Yeah. Kind of a nondescript album cover, kind of, the guys standing in a field of flowers. Interesting.
A lot of power behind Kevin's vocals too. It just really, really propels it. And he's very distinct. I don't think anybody sounds quite like him.
Not from the Seattle scene. No. I mean, you could kind of say maybe he's got a little bit of Kurt in him, maybe, but he doesn't do the moan thing. He's got the more he's got the higher register thing that a lot of guys. Yeah, he's not a high register like Cornell, who really was untouchable from that scene for me, and he's not got the deep resonant alto like Lane, who is the other standout vocalist from that group. But he definitely has a very unique sound. He doesn't sound like any of those.
There's quite a bit of emotion in his voice too.
Yeah,
it's almost like this is sadness, like which there's a tribute song in here, right? Which we'll get into. But you mentioned Cornell, right? Because like when Candlebox was starting out, I know that at one point he worked at a store. It's how he met Susan Silver, who was married to Cornell.
Right. Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, at the time.
And she became like Alice's manager and Soundgarden's manager.
Pretty
and
much everybody. Yeah,
everybody up there. Yeah.
She's still like running a lot of shit. She owns quite a few businesses.
Yeah, she's still Alice's manager. I know that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But yeah, Don't You, man. It's got one of the things that stands out about this album that maybe isn't so clear and present in a lot of the other Seattle bands, although I would argue Alice has some of it there. Soundgarden has touches of it here and there early on, and indirectly Pearl Jam has it from time to time. But this album is very based in the blues. It's a very bluesy based album, especially the guitar work. Peter Klett, who I believe was the lead guitar player, what a tasteful player, dude. And I gotta say, of all the albums we listen to here, the guitar tone on this album trumps all the other ones. This is my favorite guitar tone of the 3 albums. It's just it's visceral and meaty and just great fucking guitar tone on all these songs.
The fact that they nailed it on the first album, like they found their sound, and
yep,
you know, it just I think it just there's no what do you call it, temperature with tuning it down. They went all in on this album, like everything they fucking had.
And it like I said, it's more bluesy than it is metal, but it's still heavy as fuck. The Don't You song has one of Kev's best vocals, man. He's just very aggressive.
Even when Don't You Begin, as soon as you hit play, it has a Soundgarden like
that. This song definitely has a Soundgarden vibe. Yeah. And he actually cops a little bit of a Cornell. That's probably the only place in the album that he cops a little bit of a Cornell vibe. For sure. Yeah.
He was probably a big influence. I don't remember him saying that specifically, but
all right, so
I was hanging around him often enough.
So I don't know that, but I will say this: I partied with Kevin Martin back in, I believe it was the Happy Pills tour. They came to a local club here, dude. They were opening for Russian arenas.
Did he say it's for you?
He did say it was for me. He handed me a shot and said, "It's for you." No, we hung out and partied. He was a cool fucking guy, really cool guy. But it was for the Happy Pills album, and they were just doing clubs, dude. They had dropped way off the big stage possibilities, which they hit it pretty big, and I guess he's doing okay because he's still making money off this album in some way, shape, or form. I mean, they opened for Jerry Cantrell over the summer, and Peter Klett left, and the band kind of was just down to it was just Kevin Martin there for a long time.
I'm glad you said that, though. I kind of wanted to make a point about when bands reach these heights, especially that early. Yeah. I think if you were to ask a lot of them, they would respond in a similar way, where they were just blessed that they were able to experience that at the time. But I don't think they had any real ambition to ever or realistically think they'd get to that level, right?
Right.
It came in at the right time when all this was happening. They just happened to have the right sound. But then once you get to that, the valley, it's kind of where the expectations were to begin with anyway. You know what I mean? Maybe just a little bit of a bump as you progress, of course.
Yeah.
But, like where they're at now, I mean, they're a known band. They put out this album, and of course. But when they were starting out, to think that they'd be where they are now.
But here's the thing. Like, I could be wrong about this, but I do not think that if Candlebox went out on their own headlining tour, I think they'd struggle to. Well, I think they'd struggle to fill.
It's a whole new generation of people, and
right.
I don't know if it's the kind of band that a lot of people would have passed down to their kids.
Right. What I was going to say though, there was, you and I go to a lot of these venues in Philly. There's no way that they would sell out Union Transfer. I don't think they'd even sell out UA. I just don't think they would. I think they might get 300-400 people if they're lucky, maybe. But I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong about the demand for them. But I never see them out on their own solo tours. They're usually matched up with like a Cantrell or
they'd have to be on the bill like that,
like an undercard band, for some reason. So, and they have 8 albums out. I gotta be honest with you. After the 3rd album, I dipped and I've never looked back.
Yeah, same here.
I just haven't. I know I own Happy Pills. I don't know that I own Lucy. I may have had Lucy and gotten rid of it. I think I disliked it that much. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm sure I had it and I got rid of it because I thought it sucked. Kevin, if you see this, I apologize, but I just didn't like
It might be worth revisiting. You might have a different,
Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah. And I was actually thinking about trying to get Kevin on. He does do interviews pretty readily. So I might look into that. Of course, I won't tell him to watch this. I'm just kidding. I don't. I just the first album was a time and place thing for me. I remember not liking Lucy very much. I think Happy Pills is okay. I'd have to pull it back out and re-listen to it or put it on, and stream it again. But all right, moving on. Change, the first single, and I did pull that up actually. The singles were Change, You, Far Behind, and then Cover Me. In that order. Where am I? Here I am. And let's see. So we got Change, really cool atmospheric verses, heavy choruses, drop D. Martin has a unique sound. You already said that to his vocals. Not that he's a stunning singer, but his tone makes it. He makes a fairly simplistic song sound really cool. Like when he does the, when he does the "So much for your confrontation, so much for
it's
your."
a little nasally.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not too much. It's
But
not.
then when he does like the high written, I don't even know if I can get it now. Written down, yeah. But I feel the changes.
Yeah. He does that forced falsetto like thing with.
But it's a strong high note. That's a great song. I love Change. It's a great song.
It's a little because Don't You started out so strong and punchy.
This one. Yeah, Change is more atmospheric and drifty, but yet it punches you in the face at the right time, right? And then You is just fucking great song, man. I mean, just the guitar work on it is not super complex, but it's so cool, man. Yeah, I just don't remember the notes. Like, I can't remember what's in E or...
It went something like that, right?
It's a little bit. It's not a back and forth though. It's more of a instead of a. It's not. You were doing it.
Yeah, well, because you got to remember they put delay or some shit.
Yeah, it's more of a. I don't remember that note.
But it works. It has a different texture, the song.
Yeah, you got to get that kind of dig in with a pick attack. That. I don't remember where it goes from there. I'd have to work it out. But it's such a cool. It's such a groovy song, man. It's just got a groove that you're like, yeah, man. Like you're, I remember when they played this live. It was like such a high point because they just tore it up.
That's a metronome riff too.
Maybe it is a metronome riff. Yeah.
I'm bad with that.
But huge song, really great, fucking huge chorus to it. And they say "fuck you," I don't care. He used the F word like twice on this album, which I think he's the only guy that does it.
Yeah, it sounds like so personal. It's like
right,
like all right, dude, all right.
For sure.
It'll be all right. Like,
but it also is interesting because I don't think does Scott say it on Core anywhere?
What?
The F word. Because this is right around the time when bands and musicians.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does. And my point being, this is right around the time where some artists and bands started to go, this is the PMRC era, the late 80s, early 90s. And you're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're just going to use that word. Let them, censor it or whatever. Because they did censor stuff back then, but not this album. They would censor it on the radio, though. I remember that. They would blanket. Do you remember that? When he would do that, fuck you, I don't, whatever that part. Yeah. There'd be a little, like a dead spot in it'd be like, you. And you just knew that they were blanking it out, which is it's hilarious when you think about it now. There's no real corporate terrestrial radio around anymore, so now you can do whatever you want on
oh yeah, nobody cares anymore. You just
I mean, it's like swearing on TV. Used to be
Well,
if you said
how
hell
do
on
you explain
TV,
to kids now like what that time was like? You know, it's like there was a period where
Yep.
that shit was
60s and 70s, man, you didn't hear swear words on TV at all. Now you kind of, I don't know if you can still say fuck on regular network TV. I don't think you can yet, but it's implied a lot. You know what I mean?
it's like tattoos. When you see people back in the day with that tattoos, it was
They
something
were bad
about
people.
them.
Yeah.
But then when today, when everybody curses and everybody has tattoos,
Everybody has them.
it's like
Yep, exactly. All right, where are we at here? We're at you. Okay, No Sense. Probably my second favorite on there. Second favorite song. Wait a minute, hold on. Is that right?
No
Yeah.
Sense. Yep.
This one is super cool, dude. It starts out with that really cool jazzy, bluesy chordal thing that's going on, which I've never tried to figure it out, but I should. Really cool chords, relaxed vibes, and then it gets into the heavy, tuneful chorus. Really killer track. The guitars are the star of the show on this track. Just
the solo on his man, like
it's so good, man. I'm trying to remember how this goes.
it even sounds like Santana at times.
It does sound like Santana. You're right. I'm trying to remember how this one goes, though. Why am I blanking out on it now? I'm trying to remember. I don't need you. Lies they won't surface. Down. Yeah, that's it. That's the chorus, right? Again. And like you said, the solo on this is fucking insanely good, man. It's so choice. Clet does some killer solos on this album.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Yeah, Far Behind, that's the big guitar. The guitar melody is simple but super effective. The guitar tones are what really set the band apart. This one, Far Behind, is a little tired for me when I listened to it a couple times. I was like, yeah, this is one of my least favorite songs on the album.
You know how I see it? It's not maybe it's not as good as that song, but like the Hunger Strike or you know, Temple of the Dog,
right?
Like because they're both about Andy Wood, right?
Yep.
So it's so when I hear that, I'm like, there's a personal take to this, right? Like, so I kind of just lump it there with the rotation. I'm like, if I'm listening to that song, I kind of can, you know, they both have their own melodic and way of showing a bit of that passion of what they
I mean,
felt.
it's still a great song. It's still a great song, but I think like when I listen to it, it's one of my lesser favorites on the album. It's still a great song.
Yeah. When you if you don't know the band and you just start with like No Sense, you're like, oh yeah, like this is like, you know, with the way it's a very different kind of song and musicianship.
Yeah.
The Far Behind, right? Like, but a lot of people probably don't move past that. You know, who if you're putting on your '90s playlist and whatever you want,
That's the one. Yeah.
You know, that's
Yep.
you're gonna.
I mean, I will say of the hits off this album, 3 of them still hold a lot of weight with me. The first 2 we just talked about, and one that's coming up towards the end of the album. But this one, it just doesn't do it for me like it used to. However, the next song is my favorite song on the album, Blossom. I love this song. I love the lyrics. The guitar work is amazing. The tones are killer. Vocal approach, super chilled and evocative of summer, nostalgia. It's just great.
It's still kind of melancholy. Like,
yeah, it's very melancholy.
That atmosphere that they do with that.
Yeah, I love the way he says, see, I'll show you things never seen before for your mind to untangle on your own, all alone. That's like, yes, I know now. Yes, I know now. It's just such a cool. And then when it gets heavy, when he goes, well, I know now, it just gets. It's such a massive song. You're gonna hear it any minute.
Up. They don't like stay there, right? They just
it builds, and it's such a.
It's like an avalanche.
It's a banger of a track. I love that song. Arrow, possibly the heaviest or the most rocking song, maybe.
He screams his ass off on that one.
Man, dude, shoot an arrow! Yeah, it's a killer track, man. Probably the most straight ahead rocker on the album, but it's brutal, dude.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of punk energy on this track too. I think
between Don't You and Arrow, both the most hardest moments.
And the Arrow has probably my favorite solo on the album. It's that one where he does that weird like, and he's getting this weird I don't know what effect he's using, probably a little bit of delay with some chorusing, but the note just it just screams at you. It's such a killer fucking song, man. Mother's Dream is probably my only potential kind of skipper on the album.
I think we skipped one.
Oh, Rain. Oh shit. Holy hell. Yeah. Whoops. Ah, dude, Rain is fucking banging. Oh, what a song.
Rain would have been, that's the demo tape you give to somebody if you want to show your guitar skills, and because it's bluesy, and it just kind of covers quite a range. Like it's probably the song that has really cool transitions and changes, and
Well, here's what I said: the groove and sheer heft of the melodies and rhythm are what make this such a banger, and that's what it is. It's a heft song. When it gets going, it's fucking huge, and I think it's the longest song. Am I wrong?
I think it is.
I think it's like 6 minutes.
It's almost like it's almost jammy. Like it's a bluesy, and
Yeah. None of it's super hard. None of this song is not a particularly hard guitar song to play, but it's just the way the sound is, man. It's just a fucking ripping tune, man. Ripping tune. All right, now we can go to Mother's Dream. Probably the only potential skipper. You got a lot of feedback. You got the telephone vocals. I just don't think it's as good a song. It's a cool song, but it's not as good as the rest of the album for me.
I think this is where Barty really shines, though. Like the bass on this, it's the star.
That's a good point, because there's a lot of dropouts of the guitar. You're right. Yeah.
I think that's intentional. Like we're wanting to make the bass kind of carry this and make it the prominent.
This song kind of reminds me a little bit of Naked Sunday in a weird way. Just the groove of it is kind of in that same vein, just a little bit. He Calls Home, really cool, mostly acoustic closer. I'm sorry, Cover Me. I keep jumping down. Cover Me, one of the other.
If we skip that one, you get Torches and Pitchforks coming at you.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of Changes Part 2, Solid. Kind of done before better, I think. I do like Cover Me. Dun, 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 dun,
mellow. But
it's mellow.
I like it, man. Like
I like it too. Yeah.
It's even though I've heard it a million times. I like the transition when he goes, "You shelter from the storm," and then he just goes to that ringing.
Yeah, where he goes, "Shelter from the storm," and down on. Yeah, like the arpeggiated notes that he pulls out of there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then finally, He Calls Home. I actually really like this closing track. Again, pretty mellow closing track. It's probably the most singularly unique song on the album for me.
It's another one that sounds. He has a way that makes these things sound personal. Like that one does too. In such a way.
I agree. Go ahead. Throw any inner stuff you want to throw in about anything that you want to point out.
No, what you said. Another one. And there's a reason why it's a classic. It's the way the song order is important. Like when you were listening to albums,
good point.
You pick this up. Yep. It's such a
got a side A and a side B.
Yeah, like maybe not so much now in the Spotify generation where people can just skip around. Yeah. You don't get the album experience. Like with these things, you get the album experience because they're meticulously, with a lot of thought, paced and track ordered in a certain way.
Yes.
In consideration of the listener. That's a huge thing about albums like this. Like, even if it's not like, say, your kind of music, like you can still appreciate the production and the way they made the choices with the way they with the big heavy track, they kind of punch you in.
And this is a great sounding album, man. This album sounds fantastic. It really does.
All three of these albums,
all three of them are good.
They started out in your face, like just with punchy tracks. They're gonna get you in.
But they're all good. They're polished in the good way, I think.
All have great openers. That's I didn't think of that when I was putting this together. I'm like just focused on the debut, just how good they were. But then I was like, was into these. I'm like, damn, like these. Like as soon as you hit play,
and in keeping with the whole. I don't know. I think it's kind of bullshit. I just wanted to talk about three albums that kind of had some similarities, but I say, well, why does it make it a good listening experience? You could say that about any three albums. Let's be honest, but these do all kind of work, and they do have a thematic sort of element to them in that they are debuts. They're all very good debuts. They're all kind of slightly different sounding bands in a lot of ways, but they do. I didn't find myself going, oh, now I got to jump to that. That's not good. It'd be like if you would have said to me, let's do Candlebox, Stone Temple Pilots, and Dark Throne's first album. It'd have been like, really?
Wait, you don't see the logic in that?
I don't see the logic in it now. So, but not that not that I don't love that Dark Throne
I think
album.
we sold Metal Kev on it. So.
Actually, that's my favorite Dark Throne album, the first one. But yeah, it's just kind of weird. So what I said here was I find it interesting about Candlebox is they came from the Seattle melting pot of bands that were finding huge success in the late 80s, early 90s. And yet they went for a much more bluesy hard rock angle versus the more punkier drop D bands like Nirvana, Soundgarden to a degree, Melvins, Green River, Mudhoney, etc. Candlebox was more of a mainstream rock band over all the other biggies from Seattle at the time. Other than maybe you could probably throw in Alice in that thing a little bit because Alice always wrote more hard rock, quasi metal songs that were a little bit more linear and less weird. Yes, they had some weird things here and there, but they weren't Soundgarden weird with multiple tunings all over the place and just doing strange stuff like like Ultra Mega OK, which has Smokestack Lightning and fucking head case. What's it called? Head case. What's that song called? What's that song called? Head injury. Head injury. Which was this total fucking. Or you listen to the FOP EP and you got a song like Hunted Down, which I fucking love, and then you got that weird FOP song like FOP, like you're like, what the fuck are this? Is this the same weird? This is the same band, This was a linear thing that had a great start to finish, and really, again, every track on here is pretty good. I'm giving this
like they had these sub pop roots, right? Nirvana was there, Soundgarden,
right.
And again, it was explain the more punkier approach,
right? Candlebox didn't have that, so I would give this album a 9 out of 10. I like it that much. It's a very strong album for me. It was very enjoyable to hit all these albums again. If I had to rank them in my favorites as like 1 to 3, I'd probably put Shake Your Moneymaker first, just by a smidge over Candlebox, and Core would probably be last for me, but you're probably not thinking that same way, so which is fine.
I would put Core again because it's more because it's a personal thing. I have a lot of Candlebox came in kind of late, and
right.
I did not get the CD like right away. I'm one of those people that I stuck around with the singles and what was playing on the radio before I finally got into it. And when I got into the deep cuts, I'm like, holy shit! Like this, I kind of like these better.
Yeah.
The singles.
Songs like Rain, Blossom, fucking what's No Sense. Those are killer songs that you wouldn't hear unless you bought the album and dug into it,
The slower for me was Black Crowes. I've never seen them live, and again, I just knew them from the big singles. So It took me a while to get around finally picking up their CD. Also, I think it was not my headspace was not for this sound,
right?
As much at the time. I think this had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, I guarantee you, some of our crew, like Jake, wouldn't listen to the Black Crowes. I don't think. I doubt. Marty, I doubt Marty's much of a Black Crowes guy. You know what I mean? And that's fine. But you and I have pretty crazy, wild sort of pace, and we can kind of go all over the map in a lot of ways. And a lot of that stuff is straight out of the 70s, which is where I grew up at, and it speaks to me. As I said, I was not really a Stones fan in the 70s. I remembered Some Girls coming out in 78, so I'd have been like 12 years old. I kind of liked Beast of Burden, and I kind of like Missing You. But
Painted Black awesome.
Huh?
Painted Black's awesome.
Well, I didn't really know the early stuff back then, really, to be honest with you. I really didn't know about the Stones until that album, dude, like the Some Girls. And then I started to kind of tap into them a little bit. Now, man, I fucking love everything from 66 up to mostly I stop around Goat's Head Soup, but I do like Undercover of the Night a little bit.
That's a weird one, yeah. I got in around like what is it, Tattoo You?
I like Tattoo You, but it's a little too MTV friendly for me now.
That's why it was easier for me.
That's where you came in, yeah. But I love the Stones now. So for me, it's real easy to get into the Crows. Now, speaking of the Crows, I think I'm gonna have to do a deep dive. Even if I got to go alone, I'll just do it alone. But like I'm gonna do with this church thing. All right, so we'll tap into that. Actually, let's do the final two songs in a second. Let's summarize. Um,
I do have one thing though, but I'll let you.
well, no, go ahead. I was gonna say let's summarize what's coming up. So Saturday, you've got the Saturday Sleigh. What are you calling it again?
Halloweeny event.
Halloweeny event. That's right. Yes. I showed the artwork. Do I need to show it again? I guess I should show it.
If you want to, but
Yeah, hang on. I'll pull it up real quick. Halloweeny. I didn't realize that that's what you call it.
when am I ever serious?
Never, ever. But we'd hate you if you were. So, all right. What time's that starting?
I think I scheduled it at 8. We can go 9, whatever. People will be dropping in, so it's like
Hang on, I don't even.
whatever.
What time does it say? 8. Yeah, 8. We wanted to make it, or you wanted to make it. I think you wanted to make it a drop-in thing where we threw the link out.
Well, we know that won't work.
But
Yep.
I will say he's not been around recently. The last 2 or 3 things I've done, he's not come by. I don't know whether he's in jail, dead. Somebody has him tied up in their basement and maybe shitting in a 5-gallon bucket. I don't know. I don't know where he's been at. I'm kind of happy for small little miracles like this. But and dude, I got to figure out how to. Man, I don't know how you do some of that stuff. All that cool ass fucking shading and coloring. I can't do that stuff. I'm not that good. But yeah, so we'll do that thing. I know, like you said, we were gonna try to make it and throw the link out and let people come in, but that unless you give me the power again to help you out, so I can kind of watch who's coming in and out, then I just would kick him out, wouldn't let him in. You could do that too. I mean, we could try that. So that's that. What else you got? Anything else coming up on your thing? I know you just dropped a video. Tell me about the 2 videos you just dropped. I did watch a little bit of each.
Oh, I just did a solo stream. Opened up Metal Overkill, Heavy Metal Overkills. Sent me a package and just did an unboxing.
Sunday night, right?
There Sunday night,
Right.
and a little collection update. And so more than just Black Rose, I show other stuff.
That's right. For me, the rest of this week, I'm gonna probably not be feeling great. So hopefully you'll see me Saturday night. But with my dental stuff, who knows what's gonna happen. And then let's see. Sunday, hopefully we're gonna hook up for Boris. We'll see how that goes. I know I'll be coming down. I do know that because Boris, I don't have to come down super early in the day, so I can sleep in and not leave till 4:30 or so, 4:30 or 5. So I mean, but I don't want to be going till like 5 a.m. I know that. We'll want to try to. If we start at 8, that's good because then we can kind of maybe cut out there by 3.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's gonna have polls for this.
Right.
Like I said, we're gonna be blowing up, rotating for those who have something to show.
Right.
Talk about
I
whatever.
didn't reach out to anybody yet, dude. Should I do that or what?
I mean, it's gonna be another Saturday night, but
But I know. Do you want me to throw a blast email out or not? Or not an email. Not an email.
We probably should contain this, right? Because it's going to
Text.
be kind of nuts.
Well, no, I was just gonna hit up the usuals, and a lot of those guys don't. Some
Oh,
show.
yeah, the usuals, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And then next Saturday, there is some possibilities of some things coming up. Oh, by the way, Rick, I've got you covered then for Death to All. By the way, I got that squared away. So that's the 15th for you and I. You can either stay here tonight or you can head home, whatever you feel like doing. And then, so there's a bunch of shows coming up. I got Boris this weekend, and then I got Ulcerate the next weekend, which I'm going to Baltimore for that. They are playing Philly though, by the way, dude. But I'm not. That's Saturday night they're playing there. Sunday night they're playing in Philly, and Monday they're playing Baltimore. I'm going to the Baltimore show. And then The church deep dive is next Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I've got 27 albums and 4 EPs to get through. Yes, you heard me right. Um, I will not. I don't think I'll be going track by track. Although, if it's just me talking and not, I can probably rip through it in a couple hours. We'll see. You never know. I'm not going to play songs though, because we'd be there for 7 or 8 hours.
Or you can just make it a two-parter. You know.
I could, but well, we'll see. I'll think about that. Depends on how long if I get about halfway through and it's like 4 hours in, then maybe I should do that. Maybe I will do that. And then on the 11th, my buddy Lewis, who's starting to really do more stuff with me, wants to do more stuff, and Eric Berg from Psychic Vacuum, we are going to tackle the first half of the legendary prog band from the UK called Camel. I got UK. You see what I did there? UK. From the UK, legendary prog band Camel. We're going to do the first 8 albums on Tuesday night starting at 8 o'clock. So be looking for that on not this Tuesday, but next second Tuesday after that. And then the only other thing there are going to be some interviews sporadically thrown in that I'm working on pulling together, and they might come together rather quick and be short notice. I am also looking to get with OG Press at Dennis OG Press, and we're going to try to do Forgotten Metal Gems because we skipped last month, and we want to try to do the whole Y&T catalog, just him and I, yesterday and today. That's about 13 albums, so it's quite a bit, but it's about the same as what we do with Forgotten Metal Gems. We always end up with 11 to 13 albums, so we'll probably do the same thing there. It depends on how much I got to listen to. And I think that's pretty much it, Rick. You got anything you need to mention then otherwise?
Factoid. Scott Weiland has met Kurt Cobain at a Stone show, pilot show, in 93. The two briefly spoke after Cobain was escorted backstage by a friend, with Cobain humorously telling Weiland, "People tell me you sound like Nirvana. You must owe me some publishing money." To which
Really?
Weiland responded by handing him a crumpled up $1 bill.
No way. Did he really? That's pretty cool, actually. I gotta give Scott props on that. That's pretty good. Do you have anything else you got going on?
Before we hit play, just remind everybody to just hit it.
Hit it. Don't quit it.
That's how you enjoy these albums. Oh, you
don't I love them. Yeah. I mean, it would have been nice if we'd had more people. I have to say, I got to be honest with you, dude. My views are dropping like crazy. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if people are just not interested anymore. And that may come up to loom large when I go to renew. I don't want to pay
more channels cropping up. I'm noticing
there is way too fucking many channels, dude. Way too many. And some of them I see and they're racing past me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? I do think I'm shadow banned, but I thought it was because of the political stuff. But I don't really mention the political stuff on YouTube ever. So that doesn't make any sense. The only place I get it political is on my Instagram on the stories. I'd never even post on posts about it. So I'm really perplexed by what's going on, why I seem to be banned or shadow banned or whatever they call it.
I think there's some bot fuckery going on.
I think there is too, yeah. Because my subscribers are very slow. I don't get any big giant hits. I don't get any, I haven't had any giant viral thing. Some of my bigger interviews, I had people back like Frank Marino, and they're not even half of what they were. So it's just kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. And part of me doesn't even care. I just like doing this, hanging out with my friends and talking about music. But if I got to pay $540 a year to continue doing this, I don't think I'm going to do it, dude. So I got to figure out. I'm hoping that StreamYard hits me with the, Black Friday half off thing. In that case, I'll do it.
They've been doing it every year. So
yeah, if they do it, I'll probably do it then. But
if they got your email, they'll definitely send it.
Yeah, they still have my email. Yeah, so I think that's kind of it. Let's do the tracks, right?
Yep.
Anything else, dude? Did you have anything else you got coming up?
No, that was it, man. The
Are
big
you doing something with
thing
metallurgy or no?
is
I thought I heard you say something about
possible.
metallurgy.
Nothing's been announced, but I'm not
Oh.
saying no.
Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Hang on a minute here. All right, I'm gonna mute us now. Okay.
Yep.
As I stand here, I ponder greater things. You're no longer a part of your love's dreams. So much for you, your common complication. So much for you, constant desperation. For what's to come, it's all been returned. It's under, yeah. But I feel the changes. The change is gonna come. I said I'll pay, yeah. So I know, and you know I'll feel the changes. The change is gonna kill. As I sit here, I'll tell you greater things. You're no longer a part of someone else's dreams. So much for you, you come on isolation. So much for you, constant fabrication. For what's to come, it's all been written down. I said for what's to come, for what's to come your way, it's all been written. Yeah. But I feel the changes. The change gonna come. I said I'll pay you so light, and you know I'll feel the changes. changing? Come on. Do you feel that changing? Come on. No, as I lay here, wanna fall asleep. No longer a body of TV screen. No, body of TV dreams. I said so much for you, so much for you. Your common complication, so much for you. Constant desperation, thoughts to kill. It's all been still wash your face, pale on the still white color found your eyes seemed ever changing in my mind. Oh, colors bleed to red as I kiss your face. Want to tell you I love you every day, yeah, as we grow. I know now, yes I know now, it's all on my own. And I know now. Can you feel my pain as you walk on by? Will you tell me you need me every time?
Huh. Come on. What the fuck? Hold on, dude. Now the little button that takes off the mute wasn't working. Anyway, yeah, I love that last song. I love Changes too, man. I was sitting there dicking around trying to remember how to play most of it. I got most of it back. Blossom is just such a killer
How,
track. Again,
How it, I'm echoing. Shit.
well, go ahead. Make your quick point, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, like how ethereal it rings out. It really
Blossom or Changes?
Blossom.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, man. But it's heavy as fuck, dude. I mean, it's heavy as it's emotionally a heavy song to me, I think. But again, like this is an album that for me, Candlebox is an album kind of like Core, that the better songs are the ones you don't know about. They're the ones that weren't the hits. And maybe that's just because the hits were just kind of ground into the radio, into our heads so much. I still love You. I still love Changes, and I do like Cover Me. But I found that with both those two albums, I was definitely digging the non-hit songs more than I was digging the hit songs. And Shake Your Moneymaker, I just like it. I love every song on there. I mean, every song is great. And I definitely got to look into doing a Black Crowes deep dive, because that's a band that I really I'd like to feature and hope somebody will watch, but I don't know, man.
Will Amorica be the thumbnail?
Say what?
Will Amorica be a thumbnail?
Well, I would put it on there.
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. Yeah. Well, I'm a fan of the Bush. I'll just put it that way. So we'll just leave it there. And by that, I'm talking about the Australian Bush, of course. But yes, I'm a big fan of the Bush. So yeah, man, dude, thanks a million for jumping on, and I will see you on Saturday, I would assume, hopefully.
Yep.
And hopefully I can talk. But if my surgery is rough, maybe you'll luck out and I won't be able to talk very much, and I'll just sit there and mumble from time to time.
It's going to be topical. We'll get a real chance.
Yeah, I was just looking here. I forgot. I'm not going to show you what movies are on, but I forgot I even had these. I've never even watched them. The Universal Class Horror Collection. There's 8 videos here. I haven't even watched on Blu-ray. That I need to. I'm probably not going to do it tonight. I need to try to get some sleep before I go through this torture tomorrow. But and I want to eat something substantial before I do that. But yeah, man. As usual, Rick, always a pleasure hanging with you. I appreciate you doing this. And Jimmy said he wanted to hit one up next month, or in November. So he'll probably be the November guy. And we'll kind of see what's going on from there.
Tory Amos off limits.
All right. Yeah, I don't think you have anything to worry about there. I'm thinking that's not going to be a thing. I could see some Devin Townsend being in there maybe, but or some Agalloch or something like that. So gotta say, man, real quick before we go, is it shit? Where is it? Hold on. Oh, did I lay a bunch of shit on top of it? You got to be fucking kidding me. I think I did. Hold on. I think. Oh, man. Oh. Let me see if I can get this out of here without too much trouble. Hold on. Yeah, I think I can. This came in Saturday? No, Monday. No. Shit, when did this come in? No, Monday afternoon. So yesterday afternoon. Man, gotta tell you.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. Wow. This fucking blew my mind. I don't know why it should have. But wow. That's okay. Yeah, we'll just stop there for now. A killer fucking album, man. Killer album. Probably going to be comeback album of the last 20 years for me. I mean, it's so good.
Is it going to be Grin?
Dude, I don't think I've ever heard Grin, but I've heard live songs of Grin. I don't mind Grin so much like everybody else seems to. I don't know. I know there's certain people that hate that album. I know Marty hates it. I'm not one of those guys. I don't mind it. I mean, is it a little groove metal and kind of new metal-y sounding? Not new metal. but more groove metal sounding. Yeah, it is, but I don't hate it. But this,
Well, that's one of the byproducts of the 90s.
yeah, it is. It was. But I'll tell you about this album. And I don't typically watch a lot of other people's reviews and stuff. I don't know if Nick did this, but I did somebody on Metallurgy do this yet?
They will. Is it tomorrow?
Who's doing it?
The album club.
Oh, that's right. They're doing it. They're doing it as a group. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, the Law, Transparent Eye, Trinity, fucking insanely good. Symmetry Killer. It gets stronger as it goes along. For me, this album gets better as it goes along. First two tracks, I was like, it's pretty good. Pretty good. And then it just was like banger after banger. Tommy T. Barron, man. That motherfucker's. Or what's his name? Tommy T. Barron, right?
When did we see them?
We saw him in March. I saw him twice. We saw him in the beginning of March. You and I, and Scott was there. Scott from Night was there, and and Frank from Crib Sermon was there too. Remember?
Oh yeah.
He was there with his wife. Yeah. Dude, fucking ripping killer. So and by the way, I had a little interaction with Mr. Arthur Risk yesterday. I had mentioned he had posted a photo or video of Eternal Champion. I didn't realize that Frank was playing with Eternal Champion. He's playing bass with him. He replaced the guy that died. Brandon? What was the guy's name? The bass player.
Oh my god.
I can't remember his name. I didn't know his name real well. So the young guy, he was only like 30 something. He died in Eternal Champion. Anyway, Frank replaced him for touring, and I guess he's going to be on the albums going forward. But I said, man, I didn't know Frank was in there, and he wrote me back, and I said, hey Arthur, I don't know if you remember who I am, but I'm the guy that asked you to get my buddy into the Blood Incantation show, and I said I wanted to get you on my radio or on my podcast, and he's like, I know who you are. That's all he said. So he didn't get back to me any further because I said, well, if you ever want to come on, I'd love to have you on, but he didn't follow up on that. So I guess, whatever.
We will see.
We will see. To be determined. Maybe in the winter if things are quieter. So, all right, Rick, I will let you go, man. We did come in at the 3-hour mark because we yacked a bit but that's all right.
All right.
About an hour each album. That makes sense, right? More or less.
Yeah, not a bad run.
For us, for me, anyways, that's pretty good run. So thank you, buddy. Hang on one sec. We'll end there.
Everybody.
And everybody, see you on Saturday over on Rick's channel for Halloweeny, Saturday Halloweeny celebration.
Something like
All Hallows Eve. Bring let your spooktacular spooks shine through. So there we go. All right.